Number 44 on the calendar in the matter of Shanks versus Blankenship. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Mr. Shanks, this lady is your former wife, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
But you are now back together and trying to reconcile.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Blankenship was your girlfriend
Yes, ma'am.
for a brief period of time.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is the complaint, although the complaint is written by your wife, it really has to do with you. So we're going to find out exactly what it's all about. You claim that Miss Blankenship damaged a truck. It was a truck that belonged to you. She hit a mailbox or something with it, is that right?
Yes.
And you want her to pay for the damages to that truck.
Yes, ma'am.
Miss Blankenship says that she did, in fact, have an accident with the truck, hit the mailbox, there was some minor damage, she told you about it, and at some point you told her to forget about it because you had moved her in with her children or child?
My child.
With her child into another house that you owned, and she relocated because you were together. Then when you decided to go back to your wife, she was told that she had to vacate the property immediately.
She had exactly a week and a half to
A week.
clear the vacancy.
And the suggestion is because you told her she had to get out of the house within a week, you told her to just forget about the damage to the truck. When were you divorced, Mr. Shanks?
I was getting ready to go through the divorce in June 2005.
When did you meet Miss Blankenship?
About the same time, about June.
Okay. And when did you purchase the second house?
Obtained the house around June, July, in between there.
And when did Miss Blankenship move into the house with her daughter?
When the house closed, and it was in August.
And that was at your suggestion?
Well,
You were together?
yes, but, Your Honor, it was more or less where she wanted to more or less move in. You know, she asked me to move in, and the stipulation was if she did move in, she was supposed to obtain the home, take care of everything while I was gone since I'm an over-the-road truck driver, and she was going to start up a daycare with herself and her witness.
So what you're saying is she moved into the house, but she was supposed to pay all the bills in the house?
No.
From the daycare?
No, it was more or less like she wanted to start up the daycare.
Well, what did that have to do with you, Mr. Shanks?
Well, really, it doesn't, Your Honor.
Well, so then I'm not interested in it if it doesn't have anything to do with you. Okay, so she moved into the house, and when you weren't on the road in your truck, where did you stay?
I only stayed in that home maybe one night.
With her?
Yes, one night.
And you shared a room?
Yes.
Before she moved into the house, where was she living?
She was living in an apartment complex.
How many nights did you spend there?
Maybe 2 at the most, ma'am.
And when you stayed there, did you share a room?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you purchased this new house, was it the idea that you would be living there as a family when you weren't on the road?
No, ma'am.
What was the idea of the new house, sir?
The idea of the new home is I wanted to move away from my old home state where I used to live at, and I just wanted to start over myself. I mean, the only reason I let Miss Blankenship move in was the idea of her wanting to start up the daycare.
Mr. Shanks, you're having second thoughts about this, sir, because of the lady standing next to you. But your conversation to me doesn't make sense. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Doesn't make sense that you bought another house in another area and Miss Blankenship was moving in there to start a daycare center. That doesn't make sense, sir. I haven't even asked her anything. So don't try to pull my leg. I don't like it. You get it?
Yes, ma'am.
If you had second thoughts about Miss Blankenship and your relationship and you wanted to go home to your wife, that's fine. But don't lie. I don't like it. Now let's get back to the truck. At the time that Miss Blankenship damaged the truck, she called you. Where were you?
I was out on the road.
And what did she tell you?
Hit by the mailbox.
No, she didn't say that at all. Don't be a wise guy. What did she tell you?
She told me she hit the mailbox.
That she hit the mailbox, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did she apologize?
Yes, she was very apologetic to it, yes.
Now, at that time, had you gone back to your wife yet?
No.
Did you tell her that you were thinking about going back to your wife?
No.
Had you told her that she had to move her property out?
I told her, when I told her to move out the property, and this is going to bring up the daycare again, that she wasn't getting the daycare going, and the home wasn't being taken care of.
When she used your truck, what was she using it for?
In the moving process, I think.
So you were told her to move, in or out?
It was, I'm pretty sure it was in, ma'am.
Were you moving in or out when you were using the truck?
Actually, when I wrecked the truck, he was in town. He asked me to go get jumper cables, I think it was, so he could get his truck jumped because the batteries went dead. So he was in town.
Where was he in town?
He was over by the apartment complex that I used to live at, and I had already moved into the home.
Okay. So that was sometime in August.
Yes.
Now, after you had this problem with the truck, you went into a mailbox.
Right.
Did he ever spend the night with you in the house again?
Yes.
How many times?
I think he was there one more night, and then he left.
After the damage to the
After
truck?
the damage to the pickup.
Now, did you see the damage to the truck, Mr. Shanks?
Yes, ma'am.
Where was the truck when you saw it?
I'm pretty sure it was at the apartment complex, ma'am.
Apartment complex or the house?
I think it was at the apartment complex.
So it was drivable?
Yes, it was drivable.
Tell me the circumstances surrounding your seeing it at the apartment complex, sir.
I was,
What were you doing there? What were you doing there?
I would think I was getting ready to leave, but I can't recollect it, you know? I mean,
Getting ready to leave what?
in the truck, in my semi.
You mean getting ready to leave her apartment?
Yes, the semi was parked at the apartment.
At her apartment? Now, what did you say to Miss Blankenship, sir, when she told you that she had had this accident with the truck, and you saw the truck, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What'd you say?
I told her, I said, it needs to be replaced, you need to get it fixed, and it needs to be done. I mean, I was really upset about my truck being wrecked.
Well, it wasn't wrecked, sir, because you said you saw it at the apartment complex. So it wasn't wrecked, it was drivable.
Yes, it was drivable, but the way them Dodges are set up and everything, they've got plastic and little sheet metal and all that stuff on them anymore, and just hitting the mailbox did do a lot of damage to the front of that truck. I mean, it's very noticeable.
You want to show me a picture of it, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
There's also pictures of the mailbox post and at the house where the mailbox sits.
Truck isn't wrecked, sir. It's got a little damage on it. There's some bumper scratches. Big deal.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
So why are you here? He ruined her life.
She spent 2 nights in her...
Makes them wake up and smell the coffee.
I made a mistake.
You've made a lot of mistakes. You owe $1,500.
Her afternoon's an OT party.
Next is mental anguish.
Yours or mine?
And all day long she makes them eat humble pie.
This is something that young, silly people do. Have a seat.
She's serving up non-stop, no-nonsense justice.
If you interrupt him again, I'm going to throw you out.
Judge Judy, in session, weekdays on CBS Reality.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Corey and Tammy Shanks say Corey's ex-girlfriend, Melissa Blankenship, ran his Dodge truck into a mailbox. Melissa is countersuing for the return of furniture.
You see what your problem is, sir? First, you moved her out of her apartment with her child into a house that you had purchased. And the plan was for you to live there when you weren't on the road. That was the plan. I mean, that's clear. There's no question about that. Then you decide to get back with your wife. And your wife is irritated that the truck is damaged. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's too bad. What are you mad at her for?
I'm not, ma'am.
Well, you shouldn't be. He's the one who disrupted her life. Moved her out of her apartment into a house and then told her she had to move because he was going back with you. Don't you see who the villain here is? It's not her. Don't you get it? Did I have to explain that to you? No. So why are you here? Over a couple of $100 damage to a truck? He ruined her life. That's not her fault. That's his fault. Probably yours too. You get it?
Yes, ma'am.
I believe her when she says that the reason she was moving your truck was because you asked her to go get jumper cables with your truck.
I can't remember that far back, Your Honor.
Well, if you can't remember, she does.
I know the truck was driven without my permission.
That's not true. If you asked her to go get jumper cables, she used your truck. She was living in your house. You were sleeping with her. You had an intimate relationship. Get over it. You made a mistake. And grow up. Now, what stuff did she leave behind in the house?
I've got pictures of the furniture.
And where is the furniture that she left behind?
Is that
Take your hands out of your pockets.
It's at the address of the home in St. Charles.
Where do you want him to deliver your property? He's going to deliver it. He caused the problem, right?
Yes, ma'am.
To Mary's apartment. Miss Kelly's apartment.
All of her property goes back to her. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And you make sure that it gets there. It's your responsibility. You had a change of heart, sir. You have to behave like a grown-up. Just because you act irresponsibly most of the time with the women in your life doesn't mean you're going to act irresponsibly here. I mean, I read the papers. You relocated this lady and her child with a promise that you were going to have a life together, that she was going to start a business in the home. And because you had a change of heart, you told her, sorry, you have to move. Now, you moved once, now you have to move again. Where did you move to? Back to the complex?
No, I had lost my apartment because of him promising we were going to have a life together.
Where are you living now?
I've relocated closer to home, closer to my parents.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Yes.
May I say something?
Yes.
She spent 2 nights in her car because she had nowhere to go.
My daughter stayed with a friend because I did not want to be a burden on anyone else. I let my daughter stay so she would not be without.
How old is she?
She's 11. She was 10 at the time.
You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
She gets all of her property back, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Take care of the truck yourself. It's the least you could do. And tell your wife to get over it. You got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He got back with his wife. Tammy was mad because he got with me. We share a life together. She didn't like the fact that I had permission to have the truck, something that she could never ever have.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rhodes versus Nelson. Step forward, please.
Rachel Rhodes is suing her ex-boyfriend, Eric Nelson, for the return of payments and repair costs for a vehicle he financed. Eric says the car was repossessed because Rachel missed payments.
Miss Rose, Mr. Nelson is a former boyfriend of yours.
Correct.
And he financed a car. He was responsible for the payments on the car, but it was your car.
Correct.
The agreement was you were to make the payments on the car. When the car was paid off, it would be yours.
Correct.
Well, what happened is that you missed some payments on the car. Couple, 2, maybe 3. And the car was repossessed by the company. Is that right so far?
So far, I made a payment. I had placed it on the drop box.
I don't want to hear that you made the payment. You placed it on the drop box. They didn't cash the check, but then you missed 2 more payments. You missed payments, correct?
Yes.
And the car was repossessed. You called up the company, and the company said, well, if you make up all the payments that you missed, we'll give you the car back. You were prepared to make up the payments, right?
Correct.
But Mr. Nelson says, I'm not going to sign off on you getting the car back because I don't trust that you're going to continue to make the payments on the car. Let them take back the car. I'll make up the missed payments, and I just want this off my record so I don't have to worry about it anymore. So you're suing him for not making it easy for you to get the car back from the company. That's your lawsuit.
Yes.
That's not a lawsuit, Ms. Rhodes.
Well, Your Honor, I have the paperwork pertaining to the money order that I had purchased and I had put in the drop box. After the 29th of December, I had called and checked the status of the money order. The money order had not been cashed.
Ms. Rhodes, you don't seem to get me. After you had this alleged mishap with a money order that you allegedly put in a drop box at the car company, which they didn't cash, you then missed 2 more payments.
Ma'am, the money order was for $250.
You then missed, according to your own statement, 2 more payments because you had trouble. Is that correct?
No, it's not correct.
Well, that's what you wrote here. That's what you wrote here. How many more months of payments did you miss?
I only missed, to my knowledge, I missed 3 payments, which is a month worth of payments.
You missed 3 payments, and the car was repossessed.
That's correct, but as far as I know, I thought the payments were current.
Well, they weren't current, and you have no cause of action against Mr. Nelson. Mr. Nelson doesn't have to make it easy for you to get your car back from the company. That's not his responsibility. Your responsibility is to see to it that the payments are made on time, and they are made to the right place, and to check and see if they were cashed, and to check and see that his credit is not at risk. That's your job. He was being very nice to you, but things transpired, which we'll get to in a moment, because you have a counterclaim that suggested to him that you were not particularly a trustworthy person. So he wasn't going to make it easy for you to get the car back, and he has no legal obligation to do that. And this is, of course, a court of law. And in a court of law, he is not under legal obligation to get you your car back from the finance company after you missed, I don't care if you missed 1 payment. According to you, you missed 3.
Well, can I say this?
Sure.
If I wasn't such a trustworthy person, I was able to pay the money to get the car back, but he didn't want to do that. But he told me that I can give him the $500 so that I can drive another car of his that he had parked.
Well, let me tell you why particularly a trustworthy person. He has a counterclaim for the missed payments that he had to make up.
Yes, ma'am.
But more importantly, his counterclaim asks for money for a paternity test because you had a child, she believed to be his child. He put his name on the child's birth certificate. He paid child support. I don't know whether he saw the child regularly.
He paid child support? No.
Did you pay any child support, sir, to her?
No, ma'am, I haven't paid to her because I have a lawyer at this time.
Were you living together when the child was born?
No, ma'am.
Did she tell you the child was yours?
Yes, ma'am.
And you believed her?
Yes, ma'am.
And you took a paternity test?
Yes, ma'am.
And the paternity test said the child could not have been yours?
0% probability.
That's why he doesn't trust you.
Okay. Can I say this? Yes. He took a paternity test. I didn't know nothing about the paternity test. I wasn't there when he swabbed my daughter's mouth. I don't know. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he could have, I don't know.
He could have, but I think you certainly have to go to court to find out. Have you been to court yet?
Yes, we've been to court.
And what happened when you went to court?
We went to court, and by him signing the paternity affidavit, they stated that if it is his child or if it's not his child, that he needs to pay
child support. So the court where you are said Mr. Nelson is out of luck because he was told that the child was his by you, and because he signed the affidavit of paternity based on what you told him, he's going to pay child support whether the child is his or not. That's what you just told me.
I mean, that's what they said.
That's what you just told me that he was told.
Yes.
That wouldn't make me happy.
No.
That wouldn't make me believe that you are a particularly trustworthy person. This was not a court-ordered blood test, is that right?
No, ma'am.
You took the child yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you have to proceed through the courts. You hired an attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that's the first smart thing that you did.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. And do you have a court date?
Yes, I do.
When?
My lawyer has gotten us a court date to go back to court on May the 15th, so we could rescind the paternity affidavit that was already filed against
Fine.
me.
Well, at that point, Ms. Rhodes, the baby, as well as you, will be sent to a laboratory to take a paternity test. And at that time, with all three parties present, the court will at least be satisfied that the test is done properly. Ms. Rhodes at this point knows that she's on notice, that if there is a possibility that you are not the biological father of this child, that is not a good thing. So I suggest you start searching in memory to figure out if there's any possibility that he's not the father.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
Good. So you have no cause of action against him for the car. He doesn't have to assist you in getting the car back from the finance company. If you can convince them to give the car to you, that's super. And if you can't, you shouldn't have missed the payments which caused it to be repossessed. Now, the defendant's counterclaim is granted in the amount of $275, not for the paternity test, sir, because the paternity test was not an authorized test and it was not done by the courts. If you had been forced to pay for a paternity test through the courts, I might have entertained your application if it was done with all three parties present. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. $275 on the counterclaim. Your claim is dismissed, Ms. Rhodes.
Why is that accused when you step out?
Just to get back at me for leaving after I found out my daughter wasn't my daughter.
I am a very trustworthy person.
She confessed that she had sex with another man while we were together.
Hopefully when the paternity test come back.
Yeah, this is case number 412 on the calendar in the matter of Kidd versus Thorpe. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats, please.
Ms. Kidd, you and Mr. Thorpe lived together for 9 years, according to your complaint, and you have a child together.
Yes, ma'am.
Well over a year ago, Mr. Thorpe, according to you, was involved in an accident. He was drunk and he had a bad accident and he totaled your car.
Yes, ma'am.
You want him to be responsible for the insurance deductible, which you were ultimately charged. Mr. Thorpe was in the hospital for a substantial period of time after the accident. Is that right, sir?
Yes.
In addition, since you separated shortly after the accident, which was, again, was well over a year ago, you say that he took a car collection, not a real car collection, a miniature car collection, that belonged to both of you, and you want half the value of that.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what the case is about. Mr. Thorpe says that for a variety of reasons you're even. So let's get the facts that we can agree on first. Mr. Thorpe, you were driving the plaintiff's car, you were drunk, you were in an accident, and there was an insurance deductible. Can we agree on that?
Yes.
And what was the deductible?
I believe $440.
Is that right?
No, ma'am, it's $455.
So why shouldn't you pay that?
Well, Your Honor, I have a outstanding cable bill here for $414.39 that I had left in her name after we had separated, and asked her to pay that when she had told me that it was not in her name and that it was not her problem.
When did you separate? What month?
I believe it was November.
And when was that bill?
It was for 4 months after I had moved out.
4 months after?
After I had moved out.
Is that right?
Yes.
Why didn't you pay that bill?
Ma'am, it was for a box that I turned in. I did not bring the paperwork with me. They said I did not turn it in. And I did turn it in. So, and I did pay my last month's bill there.
You have proof that you paid that bill?
Not with me, ma'am. I did not know he was going to counterclaim on this.
You didn't? Well, did he file a counterclaim?
No, ma'am.
How come you didn't file a counterclaim, Mr. Thorpe?
I did not have time, Your Honor.
Well, then that's too bad. Then I'm not going to hear that. Because if she didn't have notice of it, Mr. Thorpe, then what happens is she doesn't have the opportunity to bring her evidence.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, so fine. So $455 is what you owe so far for the insurance deductible. Now, she also says that you owe her additional money for this NASCAR collection. So I'd like you to tell me about that, Miss Kidd.
Well, we've acquired this NASCAR collection. What had happened is on his 30th birthday, I had planned a surprise party for him, and I had bought him one. And after that, that's when we started to collect them. I wasn't really into it at first, but with us being together, I got into it more and more. And whenever we went shopping, we'd pick cars that both of us would, whether it be at the local Walmart or at the race.
So when he left, he
stars.
took the collection.
Yes, ma'am.
You were together for 9 years. When the two of you separated, Miss Kidd, what else did he take with him?
Well, he took a pool table, a pickup truck that we had bought together, a fishing boat, a stereo receiver, DVD player, a theater system, like the surround sound system, tools, and miscellaneous videos and DVDs.
And what did he leave? Let me go through this, because you're going to probably say he didn't leave much. Did he leave the living room furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he leave the bedroom furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he leave your daughter's furniture?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he leave the kitchen furniture?
Yes.
Did he leave the washer-dryer?
Yes, ma'am.
So he left a lot of stuff. He left more stuff than he took. Is that a fair statement?
Correct.
He left, really, it sounds to me, like he left you in a situation where you would be comfortable with your child.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
You didn't expect him to walk out of a 9-year relationship with nothing.
No, ma'am, and I didn't. And I explained that to him. But
So?
the items I have, they're not like items that we had, they're not new. A lot of these things we bought, like the NASCAR collection, that didn't start within when we first started dating.
What difference does it make?
Well, I'm just saying...
The difference is,
right.
Miss Kidd, is that wherever Mr. Thorpe went, and I don't know where he went after he left, where did you go?
I'm living with my mother at the time, Your Honor.
Okay. But if he had to go and start to furnish an apartment, he would need a living room set, and a bedroom set, and a place for his daughter to come and spend time with him, and he'd need a kitchen table, and he'd need a washer-dryer, which means he'd have to go out and buy that stuff. What makes you think you're entitled to this NASCAR set?
Because when he moved out, he wasn't, he really wasn't keeping up on his child support.
That's a different story.
He's been behind on, I know it is, he's been behind on his child support. I like to keep extra money in the bank, so if something, I have Crohn's disease. And if I have to go to the hospital, I'm not there for overnight, I'm there for at least 3 to 5 days because they have to run tests on me. And so I like to try to have a little bit of spare money in the bank, so if I have to pay rent, I will have enough money there.
Is he currently paying child support?
Yes, ma'am. But he's $2,000 plus in the rears.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I want a nice truck to drive too. I also have a truck payment, but I also pay rent for our daughter to live somewhere.
Good. That's supposed to. You're a parent.
And later today,
you know, the first was the next day. Had to move out.
Did she tell you that?
You know, she called me stupid and everything.
Just a second. Mr. Pulley.
He was on drugs. So.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lorinda Kidd says ex-boyfriend Robert Thorpe Jr. owes for an insurance deductible and for the value of a collection of NASCAR miniatures.
How much do you pay every month, sir?
$670 a month.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a construction.
Okay, so you fell a little behind, but he owes $2,000?
Well, Your Honor.
But he pays almost $700.
Correct, Your Honor, but also he went out and got a brand new truck, at least a brand new truck, and that was one of his complaints as to why he could not give me as much child support before he went to court, because he had his truck payment, which I understand. I want a nice truck to drive too. I also have a truck payment. but I also pay rent for our daughter to live somewhere. I pay gas, I pay water.
That's what you're supposed to. You're a parent. He owes you $455, and that's for the deductible that you had to pay when he was in an accident with your car. But as far as property is concerned, when people decide to get married so that courts have the opportunity of deciding what equitably belongs to each party, that's what we have courts for. We do not have courts for people who live together. They lived together for 9 years. You kept some stuff, he kept some stuff, and I'm not getting involved. Thank you very much. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm glad that I walked away not losing anything, really.
I think I got cheated. I should have deserved half of that NASCAR collection because I paid for half of it.
I'd like to get along with her and see my child.
Well, he's welcome to see his daughter anytime. He just doesn't come around.
I'm just glad it's over and like to move on.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Pulley versus Rayford, step forward, please.
Security guard Dennis Pulley is suing his sister, bus driver Valerie Rayford, for the value of his personal property.
Mr. Pulley, the defendant is your sister, and it is your claim that your sister recklessly disposed of your personal property that was in your mother's apartment after your mother's death. Your sister says she got rid of your property, but she did her best to notify you where you could find it, and she was as careful as she could have been under the circumstances. Where were you living, sir, at the time of your mother's death?
I was living at my mother's place, my mother's apartment.
How long had you been living with your mother?
Maybe 2.5 years, close to 3 years, and I had went into a drug program. I was in there for approximately about 11 months, and then I graduated, and I was staying basically there back and forth with my mother's, but most of my stuff was at my mother's house.
At the time of your mother's death, were you still in the program?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it a residential program?
Yes.
So there would be times when you would get out of the residential program and go and stay with your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
And a lot of your personal property was at your mom's house?
Most of it was there, yes, ma'am.
When did your mother pass away?
It was the end of January. She was buried January the 25th. She passed away 4 or 5 days before then.
Do you have the exact date, Miss Rayford, that your mother passed away?
She passed away on the 25th of January. She was buried on the 31st of January. Can I say something, Your Honor?
Not yet. How long had your mother lived in this apartment, Mr. Pulley?
Your Honor, I'm not sure. When I was dealing with my drug problem, my mom's asked me to come to California because she knew there's some drug rehabs, you know, that I can go to. So when I came to California, she had been living there. So
how long ago was that?
Maybe 2.5 years ago.
How long had your mother been living in this apartment, Miss Rayford?
She lived there for 5 years, approximately.
She had a lease?
Yes, it was low income.
Okay. So mother passed away on the 25th. She was buried on the 31st.
Yes, ma'am.
From the 25th to the 31st, sir, did you stay in the apartment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Miss Rayford. Now tell me about your brother's property.
Okay, my nephew was staying on a lease with my mother at the apartment. And I phoned my brother's girlfriend because he was all around. I didn't know where he was.
When?
I phoned him on the 31st.
The day your mother was buried?
Yes, and I told him
He didn't come to the funeral?
Yes, he came to the funeral.
Why didn't you speak to him at the funeral?
Well, it was a funeral. We were all, grieving over my mom. So.
Well, you went to the funeral.
Him,
did you go someplace after the funeral, after your mother was buried?
The repast was at my house.
Did he come?
Yes, he came to the repast.
So why didn't you discuss it with him then?
I did. I told him that he has to move out by the 1st because, the 1st was the next day. He had to move out.
Did she tell you that?
No, she ain't tell me none of that.
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
It's I can't figure it out, man. This is my sister and I love her. It's like, she called me stupid and everything.
Just a second, Mr. Pulley. So you say you told him at your mother's funeral?
Yes.
That he had to be out by the next day, by the 1st?
Yes. This is what the landlord had told me, that the property that she said wasn't anyone on the lease, and that my brother is not supposed to be there. And she
he had property there. What did you do with his property?
His property is there. I have the property was there since the 16th. February the 16th. He had until the 16th to remove all of his belongings, and I did not remove it.
Just a second. February 16th?
February 16th. The landlord negotiated with me for him to get time, for him to remove the property, but he was on drugs.
Had you changed the locks?
I didn't change the locks till till he started selling everything out of my mother's house.
And when was that?
That was like maybe the 12th of February.
Was there any property in your mother's house that you began to dispose of, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
What?
When I was there, I gave my other sister, she asked for the VCR. My brother asked for, he wanted a TV and some pictures and some other things. My daughter asked for some things.
That's a lie, Your Honor.
Some other people asked for some things.
What
yes,
other
ma'am.
people?
My brother, my sister-in-law, my daughter, and one of the neighbors across the street.
What did you give
my
to the neighbor?
My sister right there. I gave her some of my mom's clothes.
Mr. Pulley, were you put in charge of the disposition of your mother's property?
Well, no, ma'am, I wasn't. I don't believe she left anybody in charge of it.
I have power of attorney. I have proof.
You overstepped your bounds, Mr. Pulley, if you disposed of any of your mother's property. Pay rent on February 1st, Mr. Pulley?
Did I pay rent?
That's my question.
No, ma'am, I never had to pay rent living with my mom.
Just a second. Well, your mom was dead, so she wasn't going to pay the rent, Mr. Pulley.
Okay, I understand.
Now, and you knew that your mother was buried on the 31st of January.
Yes, ma'am.
And you said that you were staying in the apartment.
Yes, ma'am.
Who was supposed to pay the rent?
Well, I seen the landlord in the hallway, and I asked her, how long do I have before I have to be out of the apartment? She said till the middle of the month. That's what her exact words was, to the middle of the month.
Well, so you didn't remove your things.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Way before then, I left, and when I came back, the locks was changed and my stuff was gone.
What do you mean you left? Where did you go?
I left out for the day. I came back, and it was gone.
What day did you, Mr.
I don't know exactly what day, but I have a paper to show. I went back into the program on the 14th. I have a paper showing the listing that I went back on there. It had to be the 13th that I had went back, and the locks was changed already.
That's what pretty
and
much.
I didn't have any clothes.
That's
yes,
what your sister said. She said she changed the locks
Mm-hmm.
around the 14th, and you had until the 16th to move out. Mr. Pulley,
Mm-hmm.
the landlord was giving you a 2-week grace period.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you using drugs the first 2 weeks in February?
No, ma'am. I haven't used since I graduated.
Okay. So you tell me, what arrangements did you make to remove all your property?
I already had arrangements. I was going back to the program. They was giving me a place back there because I worked security for the program.
So what arrangements did you make with the program?
I was going to have my stuff took in there and put in storage.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you do it before?
I didn't have, when I came back, my stuff, everything was gone. I couldn't even get in the house.
Talking about the first week in February, sir. While people were there taking stuff, while you were giving your daughter things, you gave your daughter something.
Yes, ma'am.
You gave cousins. You took care of
my
clothes.
My brother, my sister
no,
right there.
I got it. I got it. All right. What did you do with his things, Miss Rayford?
I didn't do anything with his things. My nephew was also on a lease, and his mom is here today. And what he did is set the clothes out on the 12th. He set the clothes on. So
you didn't do anything. You didn't touch his property.
Exactly.
Did Mr. Pulley? Did your sister tell you that she didn't touch your property?
No, she said she set it out there. Actually, I heard on the phone she was talking to my girlfriend. She said he was stupid and it wasn't nothing but junk anyway, and she set it out there.
That's a lie, Your Honor. It's fabricated.
Whatever.
It's lies.
Whatever. He feels he's hurt. But Ms. Rayford, is what you're telling me you were not responsible for putting his things outside?
No, I wasn't, Your Honor.
And that was your nephew? What's your nephew's name?
Ramon.
Was he on the lease with your mother?
Yes, he was.
Had he been living with your mother?
No.
Why was he on the lease with her?
Well, it was a low income, and when he was a minor, he was on a lease with her when he was a minor, and I guess they never changed it.
Was he living with her?
No, he was not living with her.
Okay. Mr. Pulley, your stuff is gone. Ms. Rayford says that she did not put it out, that it was your nephew who put it out, your nephew who was on the lease with your mother. I can't find her responsible for that.
Can I say that? Excuse me, I haven't cut you
Sure.
off. My nephew ain't been to that house, and my nephew haven't lived there since he was a teenager. She is the one that got the lock changed, and she the one that, if she didn't personally pick the bag or pick the stuff up and set it out,
Your Honor,
she told him to put the stuff out.
Mr. Pulley.
Yes, ma'am.
When somebody dies, and your mother died, and I assume that you had a, you know, she was some comfort to you. You had a drug
Yes,
problem
ma'am.
for a long time. She was at least somebody who said, I'll help you, you know.
Yes, ma'am.
Sounds to me as if she didn't give up on you. So you have a feeling of sadness. And I'm sure that your sister not only feels sad that your mother died, but I'm sure she's a little bit, I'm sure aside from loving you, she also feels disappointed that you were a source of sadness for your mother. There are lots of mixed emotions that go on in a family when somebody dies. But it sounds to me like you have a very nice family, and it's just clothes and things. So don't let it interfere with your family permanently, Mr. Pulley.
Your Honor, can I say this before I go?
Sure.
I just want to say she can fool you, but she can't fool God. She set this stuff out. She know what she did, and like I said,
Mr. Pulley, you have to also look to yourself for a certain amount of responsibility. You had a responsibility to get your stuff together and move it out. The landlord gave you an outside date, was being nice to you. So you have to accept a certain amount of responsibility yourself.
yes, ma'am.
Don't let it interfere with your family. Good luck.
Ma'am,
That's
thank
all.
you.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He has a drug problem. He's out for money. And evidently he lost at his own game.
What hurt me was the most was that she cashed my mother's insurance policy, and good as my mother was, too.
Well, it was cash. He got his part. I got mine.
I don't want no more to bother me. I just don't want no more to do with my family.
My family is insane. Every last one of them.
She just took advantage of me. You know what I mean? She know that. God know that.
I love Judge Judy.
In the matter of Mathia versus Ehart. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat. You're welcome.
Mr. Ehart, you don't look so well.
What was that?
I don't know. Did you have a bad night last night?
No.
Out partying a little late last night?
No, not last night.
What about the night before last?
Yeah, I might have went out on the town a little bit.
How old are you, sir?
22.
Mr. Ehart, you keep going out like that and partying and, you know, having great times. By the time you're 30, you're going to look 90. Take that as some good advice from me.
Okay.
I have had 22-year-old children. They look a lot better than you. Got it?
Got it.
Good. Miss Mathia, according to your complaint, this young man used to be your boyfriend, clearly an error in your judgment. You claim that last year he assaulted you, he emptied a joint bank account, and he's got some personal property that belongs to you.
Right.
Mr. Ehart says you've got to move on. Get over it. Did you live together last year?
In 2005, yes, ma'am.
From when to when? Keep your voice up.
Well, I moved out on March 19th, 2005.
When did you move in together?
September or October of 2004 was when we moved in our house together, but before that, we were living at his mother's house together.
How old are you?
Now I am 21.
At his mother's house, had you gone there from your parents' house?
From my father's house, yes.
Was that a bad situation at your father's house?
It wasn't the best.
Was it better at his house?
No, no.
Just trying to get a sense of things. You said that you separated in March of 2005. Was that the date of this alleged assault?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like you to tell me what happened, please.
Okay, that morning we woke up and I asked him what his plans for the day was. And he said he was going to go to his father's house to work on his car. I said, fine. And I asked him, we were selling things on eBay. And I had asked him if before he left he would set up the digital camera because I couldn't figure it out. And I don't know if I had said something wrong, but it made him mad, and he started yelling and throwing things, and I ended up getting pushed down into a stack of boxes that were like 5 or 6 boxes high.
She's lying, Judge.
You'll have a turn. Go ahead.
Okay. And then when I got pushed down, I was on the floor, and he grabbed the front of my hair right here and took my head and started beating it into the door frame. And I will admit, while he was doing that, I did bite him. I bit him because it was the only thing I could do to get him off of me. He finally let go, and I took off running to the front door. And while I was running to the front door, we had a big rock he was making like a water fountain, and there was rocks, and he took it and threw it at me and hit me in my back. And I do have pictures of everything.
I'd like to take a look at them. You also have a police report?
I have the report that I wrote.
Okay, I gather from the complaint, both of you at some point on that day were arrested, but ultimately you were let go and he was taken into custody. Is that right?
Yes. We ended up going to court, and he was found guilty.
Okay. When you went to court on the assault charge, it was domestic violence assault charge, was there a trial, or did he plead guilty?
I think he pled not guilty. The judge heard my case, and they heard his case.
So you testified?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it correct, Mr. Earhart, that you were found guilty after a trial of domestic violence?
That is correct.
And what happened with that case, sir?
I appealed it, and the charges were dismissed.
Explain that to me, sir.
I believe they dismissed it because there was lack of evidence.
No, ma'am.
She attacked me.
I bit him, yes, I did.
The plaintiff says in between the trial and whatever happened subsequently, you were arrested on another charge, which sort of complicated your criminal history. Is that accurate?
Yes, it is.
And what happened with that case?
It was amended to a traffic violation.
To a traffic violation? What kind of traffic violation?
Let's see, running a stop sign and failure to yield.
Somebody was killed in that incident. Is
Yes.
that right?
2 people were killed in that accident.
Were you drag racing?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't even involved in the accident.
You just jumped a stop sign.
Yeah.
Had you been drinking?
No, I hadn't.
What time did this happen?
About 1:20.
In the afternoon?
Yes, ma'am.
You want to tell me your version of what happened on March 19th?
Well, she did ask me to set up the camera for her on the internet, and I didn't do it right away, so she started screaming at me, and I picked up the phone to make a phone call, and she takes it away from me and hit me in the head with it, and then I tried to get the phone again because I was trying to call my mom to see what I had to do to get her evicted, and at that time she spit in my face and tried to punch me. So I grabbed both of her wrists and just basically restrained her from hitting me. And in the process of that, we went to the floor, and my arm crossed her mouth. That's when she bit me. She ran out of the house.
How did your arm cross her mouth?
I was holding her wrists on the floor, and
Well-
she was struggling.
Well, that's hard. If you're holding her wrists on the floor, I'd like to know how could you know what I'm talking about, Bird?
I understand.
You know, unless she had a really long neck. How did she bite you, sir, if what you were doing was you were holding both her arms on the floor?
We were in an area that was about this big, and we began like this, and then we turned. And when we came down on the floor, she was struggling, trying to hit me the whole time. I'm trying to hold her hands, and somehow my arm got across her mouth, and she bit me. At that time, I let go of her, and she left.
How'd she get the bruise on her back?
I don't know. I don't know that she had a bruise on her
She did
back.
I saw the photographs. So what I'm asking you, how does she get the bruise on her back? She threw a rock at herself?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you an only child?
No, I'm not.
Are you the oldest or the youngest?
Youngest.
How many were there before you?
2.
How did they turn out?
Fine.
Fine.
Judge Judy. Jamie Mathia claims her ex-boyfriend, Russell Ehart, owes for stealing money from a joint bank account, the return of her belongings, and a violent assault.
Okay. Now tell me about this joint bank account.
We had a bank account in both of our names so that when I paid bills, we both got credit for them.
Did each of you contribute to the bank account?
Well, he did sometimes. It was kind of like pulling teeth to get rent money and bill money. I just took all the bills, added them up, divided them in 2.
Okay, but you both put money into the joint account.
He gave the cash to me and I deposited in the account, yes.
Okay, and you put your paycheck in the account?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mr. Earhart, according to the plaintiff, you emptied the joint bank account.
I did.
And what happened was she wrote a $6 check on that joint bank account and it bounced. Your response said she had no business writing a check on a joint bank account. That's what you say here.
The
well,
reason,
if that's
though,
true, Mr. Earhart, could you explain why you emptied it?
she was there when I closed the account. She knew that I closed it and there was no money.
Explain that to me, sir.
I went to the bank.
What date did you go to the bank?
I'm not sure what the date was.
Before or after March 19th?
It was before.
No, ma'am.
Shh. Don't interrupt him.
Sorry.
It was before March 19th.
Sure.
Sure is not an answer, sir. Sure is what you do when you talk to your friends outside in the park. It's either yes or no, or I don't recall, I don't remember.
I'm not sure when it was for sure.
Well, if it was afterwards, you would agree it was the wrong thing to do.
Why would it be wrong?
Because you said it was wrong, sir. You said it was wrong for her to have written a $6 check on a joint bank account after the two of you had broken up. And I said to you, then what gives you the right to empty out the bank account? If it was a joint account, then you said I emptied it out before, and she knew about it. That's what you just told me. I mean, I'm getting old, sir, but my memory is sharp. That's because I don't party like you do. Now, so let's get to it, sir.
Okay.
Do you want to tell me how she was aware of the fact that you emptied the joint bank account because you went to the bank together?
She was at the bank at the same time that I was when I emptied the bank account. I didn't want a joint bank account with her name in it because she's going to write bad checks with my name on it.
Just a second, but you
hadn't
had a fight yet. If this happened before March 19th, you hadn't had a fight yet, unless you have some sort of clairvoyant gift or skill. How would you know that you were going to have a fight on March 19th to bring you to the bank before March 19th to close the account?
We were breaking up anyway, Your Honor. I'm not sure what the date was. It possibly was after March 19th.
Now, if it was after March 19th, you wouldn't have been at the bank together, so she didn't know that you closed the account. Are you making things up as you're going along, sir?
No, I'm not making
Yes,
it
you
up.
are. Sure you are. I mean, I don't know why you think that you can come here and act like a fool. Can I see the date that he closed the joint account?
Yes, ma'am. I was not at the bank. I was at work that day.
That doesn't make any difference. So it looks as if he took out $400. Is that what you took out of the account, sir? $400?
Yes.
So why didn't you send her half the money?
She didn't ask for it.
Well, now she is. Shh, now she is. So she gets $200 from the joint bank account. Now let's talk about the property. Go!
When I left, I took what I could get in my car.
What did you leave there?
Oh, everything, Your Honor.
Why didn't you get it back? We're a year later.
Yes, I have tried numerous times
Well,
to
that's
get
too
it.
bad. Are you still living in the same house?
I recently moved back in about a month ago.
Had you left?
I moved out the day after she did.
And how long were you gone?
A year.
You waited too long.
Your Honor.
You waited too long. You know where a courthouse is, and if you wanted your property, I'm not going to go tracing your property over the last year. It's not going to happen.
I understand
Good.
what you're saying.
I'm glad you understand. While you were living together, did either of you abuse drugs?
No.
She did.
What?
She smoked marijuana.
Not you.
Your Honor.
Shh, shh, shh. Not you.
Yeah, I did.
Well, then why did you just say she?
Well, she did it a lot more than I did, Your Honor.
Ooh.
She was a heavy user.
Ooh.
She needs to go to
Just a second,
rehab.
are you an only child?
No, I'm not.
Are you the oldest or the youngest?
Youngest.
How many were there before you?
2.
How did they turn out?
Fine.
Fine. Should have stopped with 2. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all. Step out.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I have never heard as many lies come out of that boy's mouth today as I have in my whole life.
Jamie here, she's just poor. She can't pay her bills, and she wants to mooch off me as usual like she used to.
He didn't pay anything. He hardly ever even went to work.
She never had a job, or if she did, she worked at a gas station like she does now.
He's nuts. I mean, really.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Collins versus Sabet. Step forward, please.
23-year-old Erin Collins is suing her ex-boyfriend, 23-year-old Amir Sabet, for a $500 loan. Amir says the money was a birthday gift.
Miss Collins, you and the defendant dated for a brief period of time. $500 changed hands from you to the defendant. You claim it was a loan. He says it was a gift. Why in the world would you give him money?
Because he was in need, and...
Look at me.
I'm looking at you. He was in need. I had slept over that night.
Slept at his apartment?
Yes.
What night was it?
The first week of May.
Of 06?
Correct.
And how long had you been dating him at the time?
6 months.
So you slept at his apartment?
Correct. That night I was over, he was pacing, saying that his father was in Las Vegas and that he needed to pay his father's bills when he was away. He asked me if I could loan him the money.
How much did he say he needed?
He said he needed $500.
So you said you would loan him the money?
Correct.
And when did he say he would pay you back?
That Saturday.
What was going to happen the following Saturday that would give him $500?
His father was flying in from Las Vegas at Logan Airport, and he was picking him up, and he said he would receive the money then. He went to go pick him up at Logan Airport, and he said he would receive the money the next week. It continued, I will give you the money, I will give you the money, and it went on for months, and I did not receive the money.
But you continued to see him?
No, we do not continue to see each other.
Well, when did you stop seeing him?
In June.
So this happened the first week in May, and you stopped seeing him in June.
Correct.
Why?
Why? Because he started acting weird, promising that he'd give me the money, and he has talked to several of my friends about it.
Don't tell me anything that he
Okay.
discusses with your friends. That's hearsay.
Correct, and I also have text messages on my cell phone.
You want to tell me about this $500, please?
Yeah, it was given to me as a gift.
When?
In early May.
Well, tell me how that came about, Mr. Sabat.
I told her I had to pay my father's bills before he came back. It was for his mortgage. So she gave me the $500.
Just a second. Why did you have to pay your father's mortgage?
He was away. I've been helping him for a while. He just sold his house last month. And he's not working. He's retired. My mother passed away last August.
It's a very sad story, sir. Why were you paying your father's mortgage?
Just helping him.
What was he doing in Las Vegas?
On a vacation to get away from everything with my aunt and uncle.
He flew to Las Vegas?
Yep.
Instead of paying his mortgage?
Well, I told him I'd take care of it. I told him, go have fun.
So I assume that if you told your father to go and have fun, that you would take care of it, that you had the money.
Correct.
So why didn't you use your money?
Well, business was slow at the time where I work, and
How long was your father in Las Vegas?
a week.
He was coming back after the first week in May, so I assume the mortgage was due May 1st. There is a certain grace period with a mortgage. Why did you take $500? Don't give me the baloney about your father's mortgage. Why did you take $500 from her?
She gave it to me as an early birthday gift. She said, don't pay it back.
Mr. Sabat, let me explain something to you. I don't believe you. You're a liar.
I'm not
Paying
lying.
your father's mortgage is not a birthday present. If you said, I need $500, I want to go out and buy myself something, or I owe people money and I have to pay them, or else I'm going to get myself in trouble, then I could understand her saying to you, I love you, honey. Here's $500 that you need. It's an early birthday present. But not to pay your father's mortgage. That is not romantic, sir. You understand?
Well, I understand, yeah.
Good. That's not what you needed $500 for. Don't believe you.
Okay.
On June 14th, you sent her a message, sir, that says, after I pay you, I don't want to see you or hear you again. You remember that?
She texted it to herself. You can text message online and send it to somebody's phone. I never sent the text message.
So what did you do when she asked you for the money? Did you respond?
Respond to any of her phone calls. I actually,
when did she start asking you for this money back?
probably a couple weeks after I stopped talking to her.
And when was that?
End of May, beginning of June.
Why did you stop talking to her at the end of May?
I've been trying to get rid of her. I was trying to get rid of her for a while.
How long is a while, Mr. Sabat?
About a month and a half.
Well, a month and a half would bring us to April.
Right. I've been trying to get rid of her since I hadn't...
Then why did you take $500 from her? If you were trying...
She gave it to me.
Is there something wrong with you?
Nothing at all.
Oh, there is.
I
There
don't
is
think
absolutely something wrong with you. Who are you?
I'm his coworker. The reason why I'm here is because everyone would come into our dealership, our place of business, and she calls a big fit.
Good. Sit down.
Sorry. It's just that. Sorry.
Mr. Sabat, you don't want me to think you're a lowlife.
I'm not a lowlife.
You are, sir. You want me to tell you why you're a lowlife?
Why is that?
Because if you said to me, we really cared about each other,
I
and
didn't
that's what
care about
I'm
it.
speaking. Don't ever interrupt me.
Sorry.
If you said to me, we really cared about each other, I was in a bind, I needed $500. She said, sure, I'll give it to you. If you can pay me back, fine. If you can't, fine. And you were together, you were a couple. And then you broke up. You know, sometimes I can understand that that sort of thing happens. But that's not what you told me, Mr. Sabat. What you told me was you were trying to get rid of her before you took the $500 from her.
Correct.
You were trying to get rid of her before she slept over at your house the beginning of May. And a lowlife takes advantage of somebody who may not be as swift as they are or thinks they're not as swift. You know, there's a difference between being intellectually gifted and having no moral compass, sir. If I had my choice between not being intellectually gifted but having a moral compass, I would pick having a moral compass. You evidently made the wrong choice. You owe her $500, sir. Pay it. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've been trying to get rid of her for a while before she gave me the money.
I'm very pleased with the outcome. I finally have been able to get back my money.
Basically, she tried to buy me back with the money. That's what I think.
I found out that he has gambling problems.
Gambling, I don't need money. I'm a professional boxer. I work full-time as well.
I will never loan anyone money ever again.
She told me not to pay her back. My birthday's beginning of June. She said,
calendar in the matter of Zaluki versus Birch.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Mr. Zaluki, the defendant was a roommate in your condo apartment.
Yes, Your Honor.
And she moved out 2 months prior to the termination of the lease. You want your money.
Roger.
And you also were requesting some money for property damage that her dog allegedly did in the house. Miss Birch acknowledges she moved out prior to the termination of her lease.
Correct.
She says several things, however. She says that you moved an army of people into the house during the time she was a tenant in the house. She had every reason to leave, and she is counterclaiming because she says that somebody did something very nasty to her dog. So let's have a few questions to you, Mr. Zaluki. First of all, where was this apartment?
Your Honor, it was North Hollywood.
When did you sign a lease?
It was July 1st of 2009, Your Honor.
And how did you meet the defendant?
Your Honor, I actually have known Nicole for quite some time now.
From where?
We used to work together at TGI Fridays in Kansas.
How long have you known her?
I've known Nicole for almost 6 years now, Your Honor.
Did you come out to California together?
No, we did not.
Who came first?
I came out here first, Your Honor.
And she came out afterwards and moved into your apartment?
Yes, that's correct.
How many people were in the apartment at the time?
Your Honor, to be more specific about the situation, I was living in a two-bedroom apartment with one of my roommates, Greg. At one point, Nicole came to visit us to kind of, get a feel for how California was to see if she really wanted to move out. At that point, she, acknowledged that she would want to move in with us. So you
took a larger apartment?
Yes, Your Honor.
Great. You took a 3-bedroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
And all three of you were on the lease?
Yes, Your Honor.
When did your girlfriend move in?
Your Honor, she moved in officially, and she's my wife, actually.
When did she move in?
February of 2010.
When did she start staying there?
She started staying there in November of 2009, on and off when she came to visit from her home country.
From her own what?
Home country, Your Honor. She's from Poland.
So she started staying with you in November of 2009.
That's correct.
Now, did she share a room with you?
Yes, she
shared your room with you.
Yes.
Did she pay any additional rent?
Negative.
The answer is negative.
Okay.
So you had another person living in the house, and you were still splitting the rent 3 ways.
Yes, correct.
Now, who is this other person who was crashing on the couch, Miss Birch?
That would be Matt's friend, Joe.
And why was he crashing on your couch?
Your Honor, back when we were in the 2-bedroom apartment, he lost his job and didn't have a place to stay. So out of kindness of my heart and my other roommate, we decided to give him a place to stay until he got back on his feet and got a new job. At that point, it did transfer over to the 3-bedroom.
What does that mean, it transferred over to the 3-bedroom?
That he was still with us at the point when we went to the 3-bedroom. So when Nicole moved into the 3-bedroom, Your Honor, he was still there.
And you're still splitting the rent 3 ways?
Correct. And the agreement that we had with Joe was that because he had scarce money, he was on unemployment, so he would either help out with food, occasionally he'd help out with occasional money. So if we had utilities or any other bills, I would pay them with Joe's money, and then the remaining amount would get dispersed 3 ways.
So far, you moved 2 extra people into an apartment where there was supposed to be only 3 people, Mr. Zaluki.
Absolutely. And, Your Honor, and Nicole was fully knowledgeable about Joe at that time, and she had no problems with him. She was actually pretty good friends with him.
Whose friend was he?
He originally was me and Greg, the other roommate's friend.
He came with you.
Yes, correct.
He came, according to you, as a package. When did you move out, Miss Birch?
March 14th of 2010.
Tell me why.
Well, first, to start off, yes, there were too many people living in the house. At that point, Joe had moved out, but he'd lived there 8.5 months. I was not okay, by the way, with him living there. And when I voiced my opinion, there was nothing that they would do to appease me. And Joe was paying $400 a month. I never saw a dime of that money, and my rent was not reduced because of it. Then on top of that, the big thing was with my dog. I know Tootsie, my dog, Cocker Spaniel, did damage to the carpet, which I paid after I'd moved out. I paid him $250, which covered more than what it cost him to clean the carpet. I paid him extra in case he had to paint my room or something like that. And I also paid all of April so that he'd have enough notice. So I gave him pretty much 45 days notice.
So you moved out March 14th.
Correct.
And you paid March's rent and April's rent.
Correct.
Tell me why you moved out.
Okay. At that point, it was more a matter of it felt like a ship was going down. Our utilities, as far as what I would pay utilities, I would pay the amount he asked me to pay, and the cable would still get shut off, or the gas would get shut off, even though I'd given him the full amount that he asked. None of Joe's money was going towards any of that. Greg was late on rent. Out of the 9.5 months that I lived there, we received 7 3-day notices of eviction.
Why is that, Mr. Zaluki?
Your Honor, ultimately it comes down to our third roommate was always late.
When did Miss Birch tell you that she was leaving?
I'd say the second week of February. Nicole came to me saying that she was unhappy with the living situation.
What was she unhappy with?
She was
Mr.
unhappy
Zaluki?
about the fact that Greg was always late on rent, and we always kept getting a 3-day notice.
Right.
And she was nervous about that.
So Miss Birch came to you and said, I'm unhappy with you and your friend Greg.
Yes, correct.
And a whole bunch of other things, because by that time your girlfriend is now living with you full time and not paying any rent.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Joe is at this point just leaving,
Yes, Your Honor.
but he's been there 8.5 months.
Yes, Your Honor.
And all you guys and your girlfriend can't get your rent together on time. Was her rent ever late?
Mine and hers were.
No, hers.
No, Your Honor.
And where's Greg?
Greg, well,
Where, yup. You're not going to be able, Mr. Zaluki, to think fast enough for me.
yes.
Where is Greg?
Currently, Your Honor,
Yes.
he is, I'm not sure. He moved out
When?
July 1st.
And are you currently living in the apartment with just your wife?
No, Your Honor.
Who lives there?
No one, Your Honor. I gave up the apartment, fixed everything, cleaned up, and returned
Now,
it to the
when
landlord.
you moved out of the apartment, how many people were living there?
It was just me, Your Honor, my wife, and Greg.
That's 3 people.
Yes, Your Honor.
3 people to share the rent.
2 people, Your Honor.
No, 3.
Okay.
At your choice.
Yes, Your Honor.
She moved into an apartment, sir, with 3 people.
Yes, Your Honor.
3 people on the lease. 5 people lived there at various times.
Yes, Your Honor.
She doesn't have to tolerate that.
I understand that, Your Honor, but ultimately she knew about that. She agreed to it. When
No,
she moved in, she never had a problem with that.
I want to tell you something, sir.
Yes.
She didn't agree to have your girlfriend there. You brought her. I want to ask if you had a powwow and said, I would like my girlfriend to come and live with us. She is not going to pay any rent. And is that okay with you?
Your Honor, I did have that conversation. I sat down with all the roommates and told them, this is what's going on.
Not told them. I didn't ask you whether you told them.
I did ask them what they thought about it. They all liked Dorothy very much. They were actually really good friends. Dorothy asked Nicole if she could be her maid of honor, which she agreed. So there was no problems whatsoever within the household.
Well, there must have been a problem, sir. You told me that she came to you in February and told you she wanted to leave.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You and your friend, the moron who maybe slept on the couch or somebody else, ever give her dog alcohol?
Negative,
Nope.
Your Honor.
And later today,
Listen to me carefully, Miss Cornelius. You lied to me.
Matt Zaluki says former roommate Nicole Birch broke their lease. Nicole says she had every right to do so. She is countersuing, claiming someone in the apartment fed alcohol to her dog.
Now, she didn't want to leave because of anything other than there were a whole bunch of financially irresponsible people.
Yes, absolutely.
You had Joe sacking out on the couch because he wasn't working. You had your girlfriend coming over from Europe. She wasn't working. You had your friend Gregory, who was living with you and not paying his rent on time.
Yes.
And you had her, who was getting a 3-day eviction notice every month.
And Your Honor, I took that burden upon
Yeah, I know.
myself, and I took care of it. She never paid any extra out of pocket. I took care of it. We were never evicted.
You don't have to be evicted, sir. It goes down on your credit. You're late on a car payment, you're late on your rent. All that stuff accumulates, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
You lived there with 3 people the last 2 months of your lease.
Yes.
You, Greg, and your fiancée/wife.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pay your own rent.
I agree, Your Honor. And I did
Good.
pay my own rent.
Perfect. Pay your own rent
Yes.
for the apartment.
For the apartment, we
She's
had
not
an-
paying anymore.
Your Honor, we had an agreement.
Mr. Zaluki, pay careful attention to me.
Yes.
She's not paying anymore. Now we're going to get to the dog damage. Did she give you $250 to clean the carpet?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Can I see proof that you gave him $250 for any damage that your dog did to the carpet?
It shows that I transferred it to his account after I
I'd like
moved
to
out.
see it. By the way, Mr. Zaluki, did she pay April's rent?
Your Honor, she did not pay full April's rent.
That requires a yes or a no.
No, Your Honor.
You have proof that you paid April's
Yes,
rent?
ma'am.
I'd like to see it, please. How much was her rent?
$833, Your Honor.
She paid it on April 2nd. And she paid you $250 on May 7th to clean the carpet. Now I'm going to get to your counterclaim. Did you and your friend, the moron who maybe slept on the couch or somebody else, ever give her dog alcohol?
Negative,
No.
Your Honor.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog, Your Honor.
What kind of a dog do you
It's a
have?
Corgi Terrier.
Is there only one dog in the house?
At the time when we were living with Nicole, yes. When Dorothy moved in February, there was another dog.
Was there a pet deposit that you had to put down with your landlord?
Yes.
For whose dog? No. When you signed the lease, who had a dog?
When we signed the lease, Nicole had a dog.
And you put down a pet deposit?
Yes.
How much?
$250.
So is what you're telling me that pet deposit was still on the books when your girlfriend moved in with her dog?
Yes, correct.
You got a lot of nerve.
Your Honor,
I don't know. I'm not listening. That was a statement, sir, which did not require an answer.
Okay.
Now, your counterclaim says that your dog got sick. You took the dog to the vet. The vet report is going to indicate that somebody fed the dog some sort of alcohol.
Or, yeah, poison. That's what
I'd like to see it.
It's just all I have was the receipt.
Well, that's not good enough for me.
Okay.
Because anything else that you have to tell me is hearsay.
It does show that they gave her Toxaban, though, the charcoal.
If you had a medical report, I would read it.
Okay.
But you don't have a medical report, so I can't just look at that and then you tell me that the dog was sick and somebody told you that the dog had been fed some sort of a toxic material. Mr. Zaluki, I hope you're happy with your wife. She doesn't owe you any money.
Your Honor.
Case is dismissed.
Your Honor.
That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm the type of person that if there's 10 people living there, that's fine.
You know, I paid money to be a friend and help the situation out.
But I'm not paying a third of the rent if 10 people are living there.
So people actually have a home, and
I think everything fell apart around September. That's when we had our first 3-day notice of eviction.
other people are, can't live up to their responsibilities.
And that was the first huge red flag, and everything just kind of unraveled after that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Cornelius versus Turner. Step forward.
22-year-old Michelle Cornelius is suing her former roommate, 22-year-old Brittany Turner, for unpaid rent and for damaging her TV.
Ms. Cornelius, how old are you?
I'm 22.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for assisted living, doing direct support care, working with the mentally disabled.
How long have you been working there?
I've been there for a year and a half now.
And you, Ms. Turner, how old are you?
I'm 22.
And where do you work?
I work at Addis Healthcare. I'm a home care aide.
How long have you been there?
Since 2008.
Ms. Cornelius, it is your claim that she owes you for some rent from when she was living with you and a broken television set.
Yes.
That's from a year ago.
Yes.
And, I have an aversion towards cases that are a year old. So I read your case very carefully, which is why I asked you these questions. Because what you said was you didn't know how to get in touch with her.
No, I didn't.
Well, what do you mean you didn't know how to get in touch with her? She works at the same place where she's worked since 2008. So it's very easy to track her down and to file a small claims court against her. What?
I could never catch Brittany up there. It's not like if I go into her job, they would...
When did you file a claim against her?
In May 24th
May of what?
2010.
May of 2010.
Yeah.
So I'm saying you filed the same case against her in May of 2009, and you have her served at her place of business.
This just happened May 28th of 2009.
Then you filed the complaint in June 2009.
But Brittany explained to me that she was going to pay me my money.
That's not what you told me here, Ms. Cornelius, in your complaint. You say to me, I was unable to track her down. You didn't say to me, when you swore to this complaint, I kept speaking to her and she kept telling me she was going to pay me. What?
I only spoke to Brittany once, then her phone was cut off.
Now you got 30 seconds to tell me about your case, because now I'm not believing much of what you're saying to me. Go!
Well, I met Brittany.
I don't care where you met her. She moved in with you. What months does she owe you rent for?
She owes me for April and May.
And tell me about the television set.
Brittany came in my house one day. She was going out. She went out one day on Thursdays. She came in the house knocking on the door loud and everything because she couldn't get in. She couldn't find her keys or something because she was drunk. I let her in the house. She was coming there noisy, I guess, from partying. She was still hyped up or whatever, and she was loud. I asked her could she quiet down because me and my daughter were asleep. She told me no, I didn't have to be quiet because I pay rent here. I explained to Brittany that she hasn't paid any rent for 2 months, and she was still loud. She ended up pushing up on me, getting in my face, and I asked her to back up. She's still pushing up on me in my face. Me and her became to tussle. We started wrestling on the floor, and by the time I pushed Brittany off of me, she picked up my candle decorations off my table and threw it at my TV. It's a set. She threw the whole set at the TV, and which I have pictures. She put 2 holes.
Did you report it to the police?
No, I didn't.
Why not?
Because after she did that, I asked her to leave. I told her she had to go. She needs to go. Now, she left the premises with no problem.
But she destroyed your property, according to you.
Yes, she did.
Well, that's a police matter.
I didn't think to call the police right then and there.
All right, Ms. Turner, your turn.
Okay, I did go out for drinks, Your Honor, but I never came home rowdy. Michelle was going tit for tat for me because she has an anger problem, first of all.
No, I don't.
Yes, I agree, we did.
Don't interrupt her.
We did have a tussle, but after we got through tussling, Michelle picked up her own candle holder, threw it at me, and I ducked her. She had her own TV. So I'm not understanding why she's saying I bust her TV open, because to my knowledge, I did. I never was drunk or anything. I had 2 drinks that night. So I'm not understanding.
What do you mean you're not understanding?
Why she said I bust her TV.
Well, she's saying because she says that that's what happened. You say she took a candlestick and threw it at you and it missed you and hit her TV.
Exactly.
That's what you're saying?
Yes.
I don't know who's telling the truth and who's not.
My witness is here, Kiana Wise. I called her after the TV.
I don't care if you called her. She wasn't there. She's not a witness.
Okay.
Unless she, of course, confessed to her that she broke your TV.
No, she told me she would pay for everything. She told me, she was like, I understand that I did break the TV, and I'm going to pay to get it fixed. I'm going to pay you and your rent money. She told me that.
I don't believe that, Miss Cornelius. Listen to me carefully, Miss Cornelius. You lied to me.
I didn't lie to you.
Yes, you did. You lied to me in your complaint.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You may say, no, I'm going to have the last word. I'm telling you that you did. You tell me that the reason you didn't file this complaint is because you couldn't locate her.
I couldn't.
Until, hey, she's been working at the same place. We already got that down pat. And I don't want to hear, I went up there and I didn't know if I could find her. I didn't know you could reach her. Let me ask you this question. When you filed your small claims court case against her this time, where did you serve her?
To her house, her mom's house. That was the last...
Just a second. Where has your mother been living?
Well, for the last 7, 8 months, she's been living in Blue Island.
Is that where you're staying?
Yeah, from time to time, not really, no.
Who gave you the summons?
It came through UPS. That I was
That's
being
the same
screwed.
way you serve her at her job.
They told
in
me
June.
I needed, when I tried to serve her and put her address, the court explained to me I needed a house address.
Well, that's not true. You can serve her.
That's what they told me, and that's why I was trying to figure out a house address, and I knew if I sent it to her mother's house, hopefully her mother would give her the summons.
Ms. Cornelius, I'm not satisfied about who broke your television set, so I'm dismissing your claim.
But if she knows
Bye.
What about the rent? She owes
Earlier, June 2009, not July 2010. Do you understand? This was wrong.
How was that wrong?
She
didn't pay me for April and May.
I'm not going to tell you again. It was wrong because you could find her. You just chose not to for a year.
I did look for. I looked for her.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She was drunk.
I don't get drunk.
She broke my TV.
She broke her own TV.
Why would I break my own TV?
She got her side, I got my side.
If she just didn't want to admit to it, but I got something for her.
Nothing, so I'm not scared of no one.
I know where she lives.
She want to take it there, we can.
But she knows she owes me the money.
But I don't even worry about that because I'm grown, I'm a lady.
I'm going to get it one way or another.
I'm going to leave it at that.
2:30 on the calendar in the matter of Thomas versus Thomas. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Thomas, the defendant is your former husband, and according to your complaint, he purposefully vandalized your car. When did he do this?
August the 5th.
Where were you?
When the incident happened,
Yes.
I was at his mother's house.
Did he live there as well?
Yes, he does live there.
When were you divorced?
We are not divorced legally.
Because in your complaint, you say, my ex-husband. So he is not your ex-husband.
Well,
he is your husband.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have children?
Yes, we do.
How many children do you have? 2?
2 boys.
And you maintain a reasonable relationship with his family?
Somewhat.
What were you doing at his house?
His sister called me that morning to come over.
For what?
We was friends. Me and his sister was good friends. She had called me. Previous to that, me and Marcus was on the phone, had an heated argument over the phone.
What'd you have an argument with him about?
The kids, as usual. The children. We argued because I seen the kids with his father the day before that, and I didn't like the way that they had looked, what they had on. And so when I called him up, I know how we can't really get along. So I said, before you get mad or anything like that, you know how I am, before we argue, you know, I just want to ask you a question. And that's exactly what I did. I said, well, how come the kids, when I went to go see the kids, they had on clothes that was too small, their hair wasn't combed, and, you know.
Who has custody of the children?
I do.
So they were visiting with him?
They were visiting with their dad.
Take your hands out of your pockets. Okay, so you had a fight about that.
So we got into an argument about that.
And then the next day, his sister called and said, come on over.
His sister called and said, come on over. I came over there. Marcus comes walking through the door. and I was sitting down. He came over to me and walked over. What's up, B? I'm not going to say the word, what's up, B? I was still sitting there. He wasn't looking at me when he said it, so I wasn't, I'm like, well, I know he's not talking to me. He comes over again. I said, what's up, B? So I stands up. I was like, you're a B. So he gets done yelling. He goes outside. He's out there a minute. I hear my alarm going off on my car. I go look outside. I don't see Marcus nowhere near my car. I don't see Marcus at all. I'm thinking that he maybe left. He's mad and he left. I come back inside. I sit down. I'm like, see, that's why I don't like coming over here, because of this. Right after that, maybe a minute, he comes back in the door. He continues yelling some more. We're still arguing, calling each other names back and forth as we usually do. It's a history with us. So he's yelling at his parents then. He's yelling at them, mad at them. While he's doing that, I get my keys, and I'm leaving. And he comes out. His sister comes out with me. His sister comes out. She's like, come on, Tasha, let's go around the corner and cool off. Okay, fine. We're leaving. He comes out behind us, and he's still yelling, I hate you, you ain't nothing but a B, and da-da-da, and all this. And I'm like, well, I hate you too, I hate you too. So I'm getting in the car to leave, and I rolled down my window to finish arguing with him. Why? I don't know, but I did. We're arguing some more. He comes over to my car like he's getting ready to sock me, but I'm rolling my window up. So he hits my window. I get out the car. Oh, you trying to hit me, Marcus? No, I ain't trying to hit you. Da, da, da. So we're just still arguing there, calling names. I get out the car, I go to my trunk like I'm getting ready to get something to, fight him back with, and I'm like, no, because the last time I was here, last year, we had an incident before, where I got hit, and,
Why didn't you just drive away?
That's what I did after,
Well, no.
Why didn't I drive away in the beginning?
You're in the car, you're exchanging words.
Mm-hmm.
You could have started the car and driven away. Why did you get out of the car and go to the trunk?
Because I was mad. I wanted to find a bat or something in the trunk to fight him with.
And what were you going to do with it? You're going to hit him with it?
Mm-hmm.
So then what happened?
We're still arguing. I'm getting ready to drive off. He picks up a steel pole and just scratches my car. And I'm like, oh, you scratched my car? Liar. So I drive off after that. I turn around. His sister's in the car with me the whole time, seeing everything. We drive around the corner. I get out and I look. I seen the scratch that he did, and I seen the license plates, and just like a little dent on my hood that I did. And I told Carrie to get out. I said, see what your brother did to my car? I have a witness. This is what he did. Get back in the car, go back around. I drop her off before we get to the house, so he's still out there. So I backs back up, and I go to the police station to file a report.
Okay, let me see the car damage.
I have pictures before the car damage and after.
Okay.
Basically, she came to the house, and then I had showed up. We got into an argument,
What'd you get into an argument for?
Because she called me and told me, don't get mad, and she was like, how dare you have my kids outside looking ghetto?
Just a second. Okay. But then she's at your house with your parents.
Right.
What happened when you came in?
I called her. It was like, why are you here? You don't like my family. You never get along with my family. Get out. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, I don't have to leave,
But it's your business. It's not your house.
I live there.
I don't care if you live there. It's your parents' house.
Okay, yes, it is.
So she's there. Why did you come in and disrespect your wife in front of your parents?
I just was like, man, I didn't think that she should be there. If she hates my mom, she hates my dad. She always is causing conflict. And then,
Why didn't you leave?
I don't know. I don't know. Because I was
All
mad.
right, so
no reason.
Then you went outside.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do when you went outside?
I was just like, man, have her leave. You know what I'm saying? I moved. I was in the street.
What did you do to her car when you went outside?
At first, I went by her car, was mad. I started shaking her car. She came outside. Then she didn't do anything, so I pushed on the car some more. It was going doop doop, made a little noise, and then she came outside.
You're talking about pushing the alarm.
Yeah, I tried to trick her alarm so she'll come outside, so she'll leave. Because I knew that would make her actually leave, because she loves her car. I mean, she's material. She loves it. So I was like, I know she'll leave. So when I did that, she came outside. I was like, you gotta mess up my car. Oh man, started screaming at me too. So I was like, okay. And I was like, well, just leave. Just get in your car and go. So she gets in the car. She's like, man, you try to mess up my car, I'll shoot you. I'll smoke you. Jumps out the car, goes to the trunk, opens the trunk up, and it's like, you don't want to get shot. I was like, Daddy, you hear that? She said she's gonna shoot me.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Natasha Thomas says her estranged husband, Marcus Thomas, vandalized her car Marcus says Natasha threatened to shoot him.
She got back into the car.
Yes.
And you're still yelling at each other.
Basically.
Then you picked up a
pole.
Why?
I don't know. I was just angry because she said she was going to shoot me. You know
Well,
what I'm
you knew
saying?
she
And
wasn't going to
everything.
shoot you because she
Well,
was in the car,
I
sir.
threw the pole at her before she got out the car. She said she was going to shoot me out the window. She said, I'll smoke you. So I threw the pole. I had a pole in my hand. And I threw it on the ground, and it bounced up and hit the door. That's when it made that scratch on the door. Then she jumped out the car and opened the trunk and was searching through her trunk like she was actually getting something. I don't even remember exactly what happened after that.
Can I see the estimates on your car, please?
There's an incident report, too.
What I find interesting, Ms. Thomas, is that you left out of your complaint the fact that you did, in fact, get out of your car and go and tell him that you were going to shoot him. How come you left that out of your complaint?
I didn't do it purposely.
Okay. Well, that was pretty stupid.
Yeah, it
Right?
was stupid.
Right, because you could have gotten your car and just left. I mean, that doesn't excuse
It was
him
stupid.
damaging your car. You damaged your car. What year car is this?
2000.
What kind of work do you do?
It's a concession stand manager at Safeco Field.
What kind of work do you do?
Well, I was working there, but they fired me because she said I harassed her, which I don't. So
No.
I work for a local 440 union doing construction.
It's going to cost $1,831.25 to fix this damage. You have a car?
Actually, I don't.
But you know she loves her car.
Yeah, she loves everything material, of course.
You had no reason, no right to put your hands on her car to trip
Yeah,
the
that
alarm.
is true. That is true.
Yeah, it sure is. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,831.25.
He's excused. You may step out.
All right. She's just a bitter woman that needs to find a new life.
Marcus needs to be responsible, learn how to grow up.
She came to my house. She provoked me from the very beginning.
He has a problem with himself with taking care of his responsibility.
This is just one incident that she actually happened to win.
As far as us being civil, I hope that can happen for the kids' benefit.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Rosen versus Dina Cola. Step forward, please.
29-year-old computer consultant David Rosen is suing his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old computer technician Maria Dina Cola, for an unpaid loan to move.
Mr. Rosen, your complaint alleges that you and the defendant were dating for a while, and
Yes.
you made a loan to her in the amount of $3,000, and that was in order to help her move.
Correct.
Tell me when you made this loan to her.
October 4th.
And how long had you been dating before you made this loan to her?
Approximately 6 months.
And tell me the circumstances surrounding the loan.
Well, first off, we met in a chat room on the internet, online, and she was moving into a new apartment, and at the time, she had the money in her account, but she claimed that her father needed to borrow some money from her for some reason, which I don't really know. And so that meant that to make the rental deposit, she would need to take money out of her 401k, and I just couldn't have her take that money out for tax reasons. And so I wrote her the check for $3,000.
That doesn't sound like a loan.
We verbally agreed.
Now, tell me what you said to her and what she said to you. She said to you, I'm going to take the money out of my 401k. And you said to her, don't do that.
I said, and I don't remember the exact wording, but I said,
Try as
on the
closely
condition,
as you can. Yes, don't tell me something. Don't tell me something I'm not going to believe, Mr. Rosen. Tell me something
Right.
very believable.
Right. On the condition that she pays me back within approximately 2 weeks, that I will write this check to her. Now, actually, I do have the canceled check.
She doesn't dispute the fact that you wrote her a check for $3,000.
The canceled check actually has an item in the memo field that
I'd like
says
to
that it
see
was a loan. Yeah.
Just a minute.
There you go.
Show her this check, please.
That's the check he gave me, but the part about the loan for rental deposit was not there when I cashed that check.
That's possible.
That's not true. It was there when the check was cashed.
The pen is the same. Certainly the handwriting is the same. Now, you tell me about the circumstances surrounding this $3,000?
Mr. Rosen and I were in fact dating, and at the point that I was moving into a house, not an apartment. Not only did he give me this money, he co-signed so that I could move in. He paid for my moving expenses, he got me the truck and helped me move. The reason I moved, I was comfortable where I was. He thought that it was a better idea for me to move because he didn't like my neighbors. He expressed sentiments that were racially biased. He didn't like where I lived. He thought it would be better for me to move. Helped me to move, and like I said, co-signed for me to move in, took care of everything for me. Never was I mentioned this was alone. After I moved in, he started to get more and more possessive and more trying to tell me what to do, dictating so far as what I should buy at the grocery store. And my witness here saw that he would. But the point I'm trying to make, Judge,
that's not true.
Mr. Rosen, don't speak to her.
The point I'm trying to make is that he gave me this money so that I would do what he wanted, and
Just
it was
a
not
second. I want you to tell me your version surrounding
the money.
The money.
Okay. There were some things going on in my life, and I did need the money.
For what?
Moving expenses and things like that. To move, to make sure that I was okay when I did move, get things that I needed when I moved, things like that.
Okay, and you didn't have the money.
No.
Why?
I have a child and I work, but I just didn't have enough. I didn't have that amount of money to move. It wasn't within my budget.
Did you in fact tell him that you were going to take money out of your 401k?
Yes, I did. We were dating. We spoke about what I was going to do. Was I going to take money out of my 401k? What should I do? At that point, he then said, you know, I don't mind helping you out. Because at the time, I guess that was how he felt. There were other instances of him doing things like that, giving me money, buying me things.
I don't want to hear about other instances. That's not what we're hearing
In this instance, he did in fact give me the money. It was not a loan. I would not have taken the loan because I knew that I didn't have the means to pay it back.
No, it absolutely was a loan.
Mr. Rosen, don't speak. Now, on what date did you sign the lease?
To be honest,
think very hard.
I'm going to say the 14th of October. 14th or 15th of October was my move-in date.
That was your move-in date?
Yes.
I asked you when you signed the lease.
The day that I moved in, I signed lease.
When had you found the house?
Right around the 1st of October.
And who went with you to find the house?
Mr. Rosen did. He actually did the looking on the internet for me, helped me find all the ones we went to look at, and he physically took me and we went.
Now, how much after Mr. Rosen gave you this $3,000 did you break up with each other?
I'm going to say December of that same year.
Where had you been living prior to moving into this house?
A condo about an hour away from where I moved.
And how long had you been living there?
Approximately 6 months. It was nearing the end of my lease, so 6 months, ma'am.
When was your lease over there?
October of that year.
So you were planning on moving?
No, ma'am. It was just time to either renew or decide what I was going to do.
Actually, she was being kicked out for noise complaints of the place that she was living in at the time, and she needed to move. Also, as far as proof that this was a loan, I do have an email where she actually states that once she files her taxes, that she will that she plans to repay.
Thank you.
It's the part outlined in blue, the last line or so.
I dispute that I sent him an email because after we both...
Show this to the defendant, please. Seemed to indicate in that email that you planned on paying him back.
Can I respond? I did send him part of that email because he was stalking me, but the part about paying him back was not in the original email. I did not put that part in the email.
I did not modify that email at all.
Shh. Look at me. Don't look at her.
Sorry.
I did, that's a true statement. I did write most of that. I did not write about filing my taxes, only because I didn't get any taxes back, and I knew I wasn't going to. I wrote that because he was constantly stalking me. And
what do you think he was stalking?
I was not stalking
what?
you.
Shh. Hey.
Sorry.
What do you think he was stalking you for?
At the time we broke up, he didn't want to break up. He said he used to leave me phone messages. Never once was there anything about owing me money.
Mr. Rosen, if you speak to her again, is the only part of this email, madam, that you claim that he distorted or added to the part about your taxes?
Yeah, because
All right. Then let me read to you what you said to him first. You said, my phone wasn't disconnected Friday because I was home all day and my mom and dad kept calling me and I'd been in the hospital the night before. Okay? You wrote that. Like I said, I will email you next week to let you know when you can get your money.
Can I tell you how that was altered? At the time...
That has not been altered.
Mr. Rosen!
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
You keep saying it, but you keep forgetting.
At the time, he had things in mind that he still has, and what we were supposed to meet to do was exchange those things. There was never any mention of the money. What that did say was that he has my rollerblades, which he still has. He has another pair of rollerblades he bought me while we were dating that he wouldn't give back. That's what that email was about. That's it.
Where is your copy of the email?
I don't keep emails. I mean, he keeps everything that's ever sent to him.
Good.
I don't.
Let us say that somebody, out of the goodness of their heart, because they feel as if you are strapped and you have a child, says, here, don't take the money out of your 401k. You'll have tremendous tax consequences. It'll be double that amount. Here's $3,000. And within a brief span of 8 weeks, you break up with each other. You say he broke up with you, you say you broke up with him. Then the right thing to do is to pay him back for $3,000. Doesn't that seem right to you?
Yes, ma'am.
So pay him. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I've been trying for an entire year to get this money from her.
He would call me many, many times in the same day. My roommate saw him twice in the area of my house. He doesn't live there, anywhere near there.
I have never been in her neighborhood. I don't even know where she lives now.
If he does it again, I'm going to get a restraining order.
I'm just glad justice has been done.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
On the calendar in the matter of Powell versus Swinard. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
What's your name?
Rianne Curry.
Rianne?
Yes.
You already pled guilty in this assault, is that right?
Yes.
Did you think you were coming to a dance today or something?
No.
Miss Powell, according to your complaint, this young lady assaulted you. And according to your complaint, she pled guilty to the assault, which she clearly says she did. But you said you claim that she was assisted in that assault by this young lady.
That's correct.
Who held you down, held your hair, and you, while she assaulted you.
That's right.
What's your first name?
Liz.
What?
Liz.
Why did your friend assault her?
It was over an ex-boyfriend.
What's the ex-boyfriend's name?
Greg.
How long ago was Rianne with Greg?
About a year ago.
Was Miss Powell ever with Greg?
I don't think she was. I think she just had slept with him.
Is that what she was annoyed at?
Yeah.
So Rianne was angry because she thought, right or wrong, that Miss Powell had been involved with her ex-boyfriend.
Well, her ex-boyfriend had told her that he had slept with her.
During the time that they were still together?
Yes.
Could you do me, you're her mother?
I sure am.
Good. Why don't you sit down? Because you're just here because you have the deep pockets. Step up here, Rianne. Now, when Greg told you about this assignation, did you beat him up?
No.
Did you punch him in the face?
No.
Did you kick him in the groin?
No.
Why not? Did you think that Miss Powell held him down?
No.
So why did you get angry with her?
Because we were acquaintances at the time, and...
So you think that because you were an acquaintance of Miss Powell, she owed you more loyalty than the boyfriend that you had with whom you were sleeping?
No, but...
I'm just trying to get the rationale. You got a boyfriend with whom you are intimate. And how long had Greg been your boyfriend?
A few months.
And you are crazy about him, right?
Not totally.
Well, I assume that if you were intimate with him, that you had some feelings for him. Is that right?
Yes.
And your boyfriend, with whom you have been intimate, says to you, when you weren't around, I slept with Miss Powell. You start to cry, right? You got upset?
A little bit.
Did you yell at him?
Yes.
What did you say?
Many things. It was a year ago.
When did you assault Miss Powell?
October of last year.
And when did your boyfriend tell you that he had been intimate with Miss Powell?
September of last year.
Now, between September and October, had you seen Miss Powell?
Not really, no.
So the first time you saw her was when the assault took place, is that right?
Yes.
And where was that?
At Pool Hall.
And Liz was with you?
She wasn't there in the beginning, but she came around, yeah.
And she's a friend of yours?
Yes.
Had you told her about Greg's confession?
Yes.
See how it all fits in? You want to know why? Because it's common sense. That's why it all fits in. Tell me what happened when you saw her.
I had seen her and...
No, look at me. Don't look at the floor. Sorry. Don't look at the water. Look at me.
I had seen her in the pool hall with him, and I got...
With Greg?
Yes.
Oh, she was with Greg in October. Is that right, Miss Powell?
We were friends, and at the time, she was dating his brother, who's Matt.
Okay. But you were with Greg, and you were no longer with Greg.
No.
So you saw her, and she was with Greg. And what did you say to her?
At first, I didn't say anything to her, and then when she had come outside, I had confronted her.
What did you say to her?
I asked her what the problem was, and that's when...
Well, I didn't hear about any problem. What do you mean, what the problem was?
She disrespected me. That's the
How did she
problem.
disrespect you?
By sleeping with my boyfriend.
Disrespected you?
Yes.
Your boyfriend disrespected you?
Yeah, that too.
Okay. And what did she say to you?
She said, "What are you talking about?" And I basically said, "You know well what I'm talking about." And that's when a fight broke out.
No, that's just words that I hear so far. After you said, "I don't know what you're talking about," what happened, Miss Powell?
On that note, I did not say anything before it happened. There were no words said besides some name calling from her to me before she hit me.
Where did she hit you?
In the face.
With what?
With her fists.
And
she
where was
scratching me.
Lise at the time?
Lise was standing behind her, maybe about 5 feet behind her.
No. Anybody else with them?
Greg was walking with me outside, and Matt was outside, who at the time
Matt was
Rianne's boyfriend.
And then what happened?
She started hitting me, and she's saying, "Come on, Sherry, hit me, hit me." And at the time, it happened so fast that I barely knew who it was. I had no idea what she was doing or why she was doing it, and she went savage.
Okay, she's already acknowledged to the police and to the courts that she assaulted you. What I want to know is what Lisa's participation was, if any.
There were some words said.
By whom?
I said, "What the Rianne?" Like, I was totally confused. She said, "What the Sherry?" And then she was hitting me and scratching me and pulling me by my hair. I had turned her around because before I was up against a concrete wall, and she was pulling my hair and hitting me, hitting my head off the wall. So I turned her around to get away from the wall. And as I turned her around, I took control of her. And then Lise came in because she knew that I had some control. And she started pulling my hair.
From behind?
Yes.
And then what happened?
And then Greg said, which is Matt's brother, Rianne's ex-boyfriend, said, "You have nothing to do with this, Lise, get away." And from what I understood, Greg had taken her away, but I think that she had backed away.
You mean Lise?
Yes.
Okay. How long did she hold your hair?
Maybe about 10 seconds, not even.
While she was holding your hair, what was Rianne doing?
She was hitting me and scratching me.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Sherry had Rianne by the throat and had her fist out like that.
Sounds right to me. She started it.
Yeah. What else would I do? Just sit there and be like, "Oh, you can go and hit my girlfriend?"
Yeah.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Sherry Powell says her former friend, 17-year-old Lise Chouinard, owes for an assault. Lise says she was trying to break up a fight between Sherry and her friend.
Okay. Now I'll hear you.
When they were fighting, I was in the car with my two friends. Rianne had been taking a little while, so I went to see where she was in the pool hall, but they had been outside. And I came in, and Sherry had Rianne by the throat against a brick wall, and my first intention was to pull her off of her. Like, this girl's way bigger than my girlfriend, so I was like, "Kate, no, this is retarded." So I pulled her off there, and then that's when Greg told me, "Back off these," and I was like, "Kate, yeah." And I stood there, and they finished their fight, and then we left.
Why did you put your hands on her?
To pull her off my girlfriend.
You have no right to do that.
Well, if you, like...
You have no right to do that.
Yeah, but she was sitting there hurting.
Listen to me. I don't believe that you weren't there and didn't see how it started. Don't believe your cookie. Don't believe your cookie. You knew exactly what was going on because she's your friend, and you knew she was angry at her.
But I wasn't even there when it started.
Don't believe you, my dear. Don't believe you. It's just too coincidental that at a time when she seemed to be getting the upper hand, you stepped in. Just too coincidental to me.
I stepped in for 2 seconds to get her off Rianne. That's what I did.
When you got her off Rianne, did Rianne continue to assault her?
Rianne wasn't even hitting her when I pulled her off. Sherry had Rianne by the throat and had her fist out like that.
Sounds right to me. Sounds perfect to me. She started it. She hit her first, she confronted her first, she assaulted her first.
Yeah. So that's what happened. That's what happened. I'm not saying that's not what happened, but I pulled her off my friend. I walk in and she's got my friend by the throat. My immediate reaction is to do that. Like, what else would I do? Just sit there and be like, oh, you can go and hit my girlfriend?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why would I do that?
Because then you wouldn't be standing where you are, if I believed you, which I don't, because I find that somebody who can't even figure out that their shirt is supposed to meet their pants when they come to court is not going to tell me the truth.
I'm not going to tell you. Why would I stand up here and lie?
Why?
Yeah, exactly. I have no reason to sit here and lie.
Oh, yes, you do.
No, I don't. I have no reason. No. I don't even talk to her no more. This has been a year ago.
Let me explain to you why you do. Because she's suing your mother. Because your mother is responsible for you. She's suing your mother for $5,000 because you permitted, at least for a period of time, your friend, who also doesn't know how to dress when she comes to court, to assault her by holding her hair and allowing her to be hit. You did that.
But that didn't even happen.
You have a police report, please?
No, they would not release it to me.
Do you have a hospital record?
Yes, I do.
May I see it, please?
I have a picture, too.
Okay.
I have a police statement. Would you also like to see that?
Mm-hmm.
And I have an apology letter from Rianne.
Do you have a separate lawsuit against Rianne?
I haven't sued her. I do intend on suing her in higher courts. So far, she had just pleaded guilty in Canada for assault on October 8th this year.
Okay. Step up, please. What's your name?
Matt Duke.
You were there that evening in October, sir?
Yeah.
Tell me what you observed with regard to this young lady holding the plaintiff.
She was in the car when Rianne was starting all this stuff, and then when she came out, she didn't know what was going on. I just seen her run past and try to go and help out her friend like anybody else would. And my brother pulled her off before she could get involved, so it wouldn't be a 2-on-1 or anything like that. And in the meanwhile, I told Rianne, that's enough. No more fighting. That's when the fight stopped.
Sit down, genius. What did you plead guilty to, Rianne?
Assault onto Sherry.
Were you sentenced yet?
What I have here is my 12-month conditional discharge.
Can I see it,
is what
please?
they gave me.
Can I see it, please? She wrote you a letter of apology because she was directed by the court to do it.
She wasn't directed. No, I offered.
Who just said that to me? Which one of you two geniuses said I wasn't directed, she offered it? Who said that?
I did.
Okay. This assault happened in October of 2003, is that right?
Yes.
If your friend was truly sorry for what she had done, the letter of apology would have come not a year later, but the next week. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. The letter of apology, which was directed by the court. It's here in the order. This is the dumbest bird. You just have to listen to this. That a court accepted as an apology letter.
18-year-old Sherry Powell says her former friend, 17-year-old Lee Schwannard, owes for an assault. Lee says she was trying to break up a fight between Sherry and her friend.
I didn't have to write this letter of apology. I chose to. What happened between you and me was a huge waste of my time. But I'd like you to know that you should be apologizing too because of what you did to me. I have to let it go because I've realized a lot about both of you. I know how hurt and angry you'd be if another female stabbed you in the back like that. The both of you are in my past, and I've moved on to better things. So, on my behalf, I apologize for doing what I did to you.
Touching.
Touching, and
Very
the
touching.
future of our country. Future of our country.
Or theirs.
Or theirs. Oh, Canada? Oh.
Can I make a note on that
Listen!
letter?
You have no right to put your hands on another person. She has no right to put her hands on another person. If your boyfriend disrespects you by fooling around, you do what's necessary to him. You can move out of the apartment, kick him out of the apartment, you can break off all contact, you can yell and scream, but as long as there is no allegation that someone held him down and forced him to submission,
No.
It's his fault.
She had a part. It takes two to have sex. Like,
she's not your boyfriend.
No, she's not.
She's not your boyfriend. She wasn't even your friend. According to you, you knew her. She owes you no allegiance. You weren't married. You weren't engaged. You had a boyfriend for a couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? I mean, do you work? Do you go to school? Do you do anything?
Not right now, no.
You don't do anything?
No.
You better find something to occupy your time. Judgment for the... What?
She's also pregnant with his kid.
Oh.
That has nothing to do with
How
this,
fortunate
Sherry,
for the
so why
people
bring
of
that up?
Canada. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Sherry's a fat cow who shouldn't even be getting anything.
She took her frustrations out on me.
She was attacking my friend, and she's 10 times the size of my friend.
I had taken control because I knew that this girl was crazy.
I got over-tempered.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
She's mentally freaking touched in the head.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Garrett versus Cook. Step forward, please.
Hotel clerk Alan Garrett is suing the mother of his child, 27-year-old student Candace Cook, for the unpaid balance on a Toyota Supra. Candace says shortly after taking ownership, the engine died.
Mr. Garrett, the defendant is your former girlfriend and you have a child together. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. Well, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend, but we had a relationship, yes.
Well, you weren't her math teacher, right?
No, ma'am.
You weren't her plumber, right?
No, ma'am.
In the classic sense. You had a relationship. She was a girlfriend or something.
Yes, ma'am.
You had a child together.
Yes, ma'am.
You have custody of that child.
Yes, ma'am.
And you've always had custody of that child.
Yes, ma'am.
How old is the child?
A year and a half.
Boy or a girl?
Boy.
According to your complaint, you sold Miss Cook a car.
Correct.
Back in March. It was an old car, a car that you were not using. You sold her the car for $600.
Correct.
And she acknowledges that that's what happened, correct?
Yes, he gave me a car. Well, I mean, he didn't give it to me, but it was agreed to pay for it eventually.
You don't have any other children, do you?
I have an older child, yes.
Where is that child?
With my mother.
How old is that child?
9.
What do you do?
I'm a student at this time. I'm just now getting back to school and trying to get things together.
Where are you a student?
I'm at the Richland Community College.
Anyway, in March you sold her the car for how much, sir?
$600.
And according to what I read in your complaint, you did that because she wasn't visiting your son regularly and you really wanted her to be able to visit him.
Correct.
She had the car from March, is that right? Until September, is that right?
Yes, around that
I mean,
time.
are you together? Is there something wrong?
We're not. No, I'm just... He didn't said it wasn't for visit. It was because he said he wanted me to get a job and everything else.
A job would be nice here.
And so, you know,
Job would be nice. What do you do? You
have
have 2 children. Somebody else takes care of both of your children. You should be working. Who is this?
This is my roommate.
This is your roommate. Do you work?
Yes, I do.
Good. What kind of a job do you have?
I'm a computer technician.
What are your hours of work?
It's usually afternoon 1 to 10 p.m.
That's a full day. Do you have, I'm speaking, do you have children?
No, I do not.
So you support yourself?
Yes.
That's what people do when they have themselves to take care of, or in your roommate's case, when she has 2 children that are being supported by other people. They get a job. Now you can sit down. Perfect. Now, she ran the car and had the car in her possession until September, when, according to you, what happened to the car?
The engine blew, so I parked it. And then I called him and said, it's calling. I'm going to call a junkyard. And then once I get that money, I'll give you the money that I get from the junkyard. Well, I get a call from some guy I don't even know, never met, never anything, saying he's going to come get the car that Alan told him to come and get it. So that's where it turns up. I gave the car to somebody else. I don't even have
somebody
it.
to pick up the car?
A friend of mine that I had originally got the car from expressed interest in it. I told him the story about what had happened to it. For whatever reason, he was interested in the car. I said, well, if you want to talk to her about it, I'll give you her phone number. And I passed that information along so he could call her.
But he didn't give you the car. Did he give you any money for the car?
No, ma'am.
No. So you're at your $600, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all. Get a job.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I thought the judgment was fair, kind of what I expected.
Well, I don't agree with it because his friend has the car.
Went quick, there wasn't much to say.
I drove the car for a while, but he wasn't driving it anyway.
I'm pretty poor and I needed my money.
We'll probably still be friends.
I have no hard feelings at all.
Been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated.
Miss Flynn, how long have you lived in the building where you are currently residing?
I'm not currently residing there any longer, but I lived there for 15 years.
How long have you been out of that building?
1 month.
And how long had Miss Cavett been your upstairs neighbor?
Approximately 1 year.
Did you had any difficulty with her before this incident happened?
Nothing face-to-face, but was always noisy prior to this incident.
Had you ever complained?
No.
14th, tell me what happened.
On February 14th at 5 p.m., I entered my apartment and discovered that the ceiling and the walls were flowing with steady streams of water. Instantly, I ran to management and asked them if they could assist me in the problem, and informed me that Jasmine Kiveth, the resident above me in number 327.
Don't tell me what they said to you. Pronounce your last name?
Kivett.
Miss Kivett, you were home on February 14th.
Yes.
And you're going to tell me that through no fault of your own, the bathtub overflowed.
Yes.
And it was that overflowing bathtub that caused the damage to Miss Flynn's home.
Yes.
Because it was the bathtub's fault.
No, Your Honor.
Well, that's what I read here. It was the bathtub's fault. The bathtub didn't have an appropriate little hole in it. And even though you left the water running, it was the bathtub's fault for not having a hole.
There was no overflow drain.
Overflow drain. I'm not good at those things. So it was the bathtub's fault because it didn't have an overflow drain.
No, Your Honor.
Whose fault was it?
I was bleaching my bathtub, and there were tons of chemicals. The chemicals were so strong, I had to dilute them. So I left the water running, and I just was doing spring cleaning. It was an honest mistake. The water began to overflow. I did what I could to try and remedy the situation. It was an honest mistake, and she handled it in such a way that I had no choice but to refuse to pay her.
You come from California?
Yes.
What do you do?
I work at a company called Mad Science, and I teach in-class workshops and after-school programs.
You look like a nice young lady.
Thank you.
You're not seriously suggesting to me that you're not responsible for the damage to her apartment and to her things.
I understand that what happened was not her fault at all. She could not help the water coming into her apartment, of course, but the way that she handled it, she attacked me in such a manner. She provided me no evidence when she asked me for money. She wouldn't let me into her apartment to assess the damage, and the two people who were able to see the damage told me that it was very minimal. They had dealt with her numerous times, that she was crazy, and I was beginning to think that she was a little crazy because she would yell at me, cuss at me. She would stand on her balcony demanding money.
Well, this happened on February 14th.
Yes.
So now we've acknowledged, Miss Cavett, that you were at fault. You lived in that apartment for a year.
Yes.
You know that the bathtub did not have
An
hole.
overflow drain.
An overflow drain. Yes. This wasn't a surprise bathtub. It didn't sneak it in there,
No.
right, when you weren't looking.
Of course
This
not.
was the same old bathtub that was in there that was dirty because you hadn't been cleaning it all along. So you were bleaching it out and doing other spring cleaning, and you forgot about it.
I knew that the water was diluting the chemicals. It had to. I couldn't just leave the bleach, and it was such a...
Well, if it was diluting the chemicals, the water was
running, of course, yes.
And if the water was running and you didn't check on it often enough, then it was going to overflow
yes.
because it had no...
It had no overflow drain.
Right.
I was under the impression that in the state of California there must be an overflow drain or your plumbing's not up to code.
Okay. All right. There we go. Bert, stand up there, and I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see any of that. So let me understand something. It was the bathtub's fault that it wasn't up to code. Either that or you thought that somehow between the time you started to bleach the tub out and the time it overflowed, it came up to code and somebody snuck in and over.
No, Your Honor.
So that you knew that there was no place for this water to go if you left the water running except on the floor. Right?
Yes.
So now we're not talking anymore about liability. We have now, you and I, determined, my dear, that it's not the bathtub's fault that it overflowed.
Of course not.
It's your fault. You were dusting and cleaning and being Martha Stewart and weren't paying attention to what was going on in your bathtub. Now the question is, what are the damages that Miss Flynn, the perfectly innocent bystander to this, suffered as a result of your negligence? Don't laugh at her. Don't smile at her. Just show me the damage.
Well, there was a raw pine dresser. It was in my closet with all of my other clothing and ended up being completely saturated and soaked. It swelled so bad that I couldn't open any drawers.
Okay.
So I replaced a dresser. There was a wool braided rug that was also damaged.
I assume you took photographs?
Yes, I did.
Can I just see them, please?
Sure.
Good. Now, when did you tell the defendant about the damages and how much they were?
On the day that the incident occurred, I went to her apartment and I confronted her and informed her that there was a serious situation occurring in my apartment and that at some point we were going to have to do a damage assessment. For 2 weeks, I didn't hear one thing from her. So I wrote her a letter informing her that I was expecting her to assume responsibility and that I was willing to give her a break on certain items that were damaged because I understood she was having a difficult time.
Okay. So far, I see a lot of walls. You didn't replace any of the walls.
No.
You didn't repaint or anything.
Right.
They did that. Okay. How much did it cost you to replace the dresser?
$216.
You have a bill?
Yes, I do.
Can I see it, please? And the rug?
Haven't replaced it.
How much did you pay for it?
It was $180.
What happened to the Tiffany lamp?
Water came down on the surface area where I had a coffee table, burned it out, wouldn't work.
Okay. $489 are what your bills are.
Here is a $75 bill to clean my carpet.
Okay, let me take a look at that. Okay. I think that you're responsible for $564 worth of damage to her apartment, including the cost of cleaning carpets. What do you want to show me?
I have a letter in which she states that she bought a rug from Walmart for $39, and now she's charging me for a different one for $200.
In place of the one for $180.
Let me see the letter. So instead of the rug for $180, you replaced it with a rug for $39?
I said that in this letter, if you'll read it, it's stating that I expected her to assume responsibility and that I would give her a break and I was willing to work with her. That arrangement was created in hope that I didn't have to go to court and sue her.
Okay, the items that she originally indicated to you come to $366.
Yes.
Plus a lot of aggravation.
Your Honor, I tried to work with her. I have a phone bill here.
So what did you offer her?
I called her numerous times.
What did you offer her?
She was harassing me, and I asked to see the damage. I couldn't offer her anything without knowing what I was paying for. All I asked for was a mere photograph or to be let into her apartment to see. You know, I apologized for what happened, but I said, can we work together? Can I see what's going on? I can't just blindly hand you money and say, here, I know there was a flood, so here's all my money. It was to see what happened.
Judge Judy, for 2 weeks, I had to try to wrangle her into coming to take damage assessment, into trying to come to my apartment.
What was the first date
appointment.
on your phone bill? What was the first date that you called her after the flood?
February 22nd.
That's not enough.
That's not before I had her phone
Listen
number.
to me, my dear. You don't need a phone number. You go up to her apartment, write her a note.
I did. I didn't write a note, but I knocked on the door.
Listen to me. If this happened on February 14th,
yes,
you going up to her a week later is not sufficient. You calling her on the telephone a week later is not sufficient. She's not going to keep dirty laundry, a rug around while you make time to go up to her house.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You've made this case very, very complex because this convoluted story that you tell me doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Zai. It's a very dumb thing to do.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Stacy Flynn says her former upstairs neighbor, Jasmine Cavett, damaged her apartment when she overflowed her bathtub. Jasmine says it was an accident.
Look, The original bills that you gave her amounted to $366. What you've padded over the next couple of months, because you've been aggravated and annoyed, come to $564. Quite honestly, I believe that your time is worth something.
Thank you.
Your time to clean the premises, the time to get rid of the rug, the time to go out and buy new boots, the time to sop up the stuff, the time to wait for people to come and clean the carpeting. That's worth something. Now, the fact that the defendant says it was an accident, well, it certainly wasn't on purpose. She didn't mean to cause this flood, but she did cause the flood, and she was responsible for the consequences, including your loss of time. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $600. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I didn't even know her. She apparently didn't like me. I have no idea why.
Completely irresponsible, total drama queen, liar.
I felt unsafe going home. I never knew what she was going to do.
Never once did she even come down to my apartment and ask me if she could help.
Where's my effing money?
Maybe this will...
Now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Zai versus Hagedorn, step forward.
Real estate investor Kumar Zai is suing former friend, 25-year-old bartender Morgan Hagedorn, for a loan for bail. Morgan claims Kumar's pawned her laptop and digital camera behind her back.
Mr. Zai, it is your claim that the defendant owes you some money for bail and for collect calls that she made to your home from jail. She is, according to what I've read in your complaint, the ex-roommate of your ex-girlfriend.
Correct, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
Ms. Hagedorn?
Yes.
When were you arrested and for what?
It was early March of last year, and I was arrested for driving on a suspended license.
Why didn't you have a license?
Prior court tie-ups.
What does that mean, prior court tie-ups?
What had happened is I had received a notice in the mail, and I did not fill it out in time or get it back, and therefore my license was suspended.
How many times was your license suspended?
Just the once, but due to missing court dates and whatnot, I got it revoked as well as a bench warrant for my arrest, and that's when I was arrested.
You have a very busy corporate schedule, Ms. Hagedorn?
Yes, I do.
You do? Like what?
I do bartend full-time as well as model, and I'm pursuing other social non-for-profit organizations here in, well, my hometown, St. Louis.
Is she for real or what?
It takes up a lot of my time.
You get her a copy of my old book, will you please?
Put that on your schedule.
Why did you call Mr. Zai when you got busted?
I called my roommate, and she was at his apartment, and I didn't know what to do.
Called your roommate on her cell phone?
That is correct.
And you found her at Mr. Zai's apartment?
They witnessed the arrest, and they were aware of what had happened.
Just listen to me very carefully. You called her on her cell phone?
I do believe.
What does that mean, you do believe?
It's been a long time, and it was a very traumatic night.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Zai?
I'm a real estate investor.
Did she call you in your house?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a phone bill?
Unfortunately, I couldn't obtain the phone bill. No, I don't have the phone record.
Well, what evidence do you have of this whole thing, sir?
Well, I do have a paper from the court from the day that I actually went and bailed her out of jail. I had to charge it on my credit card. There was a record of that, and which was actually the bond money. And I also have a court paper that shows that they refunded the bond money to her and her attorney instead of coming back to me.
Why is that, Ms. Hagedorn? Why did you take the bond money?
I did not receive any bond money. I was told that I was not to receive it, and it was to be paid to my attorney for services rendered.
Who's your attorney?
Leland.
Phone number?
I do not have that information on
Go
my
get
apartment.
it! Go get it!
Okay.
Ready?
Area code 47.
Okay, and it is your testimony that you never saw any of this money, and it went to your attorney for counsel fees that were your responsibility?
Yes.
They were Mr. Zai's responsibility?
That is correct.
Good. So why don't you owe him this money, $1,095?
Well, what happened, Your Honor? Kumar's told me that he had taken my laptop as well as my digital camera that was at his girlfriend's grandmother's house. and he pawned it off. This was a brand new laptop.
Go ahead.
Your Honor. What had happened was she pawned her computer approximately 2 months prior to this incident, along with her digital camera. And my ex-girlfriend's grandmother felt sorry for her, went to the pawn shop, got it out of there, and held on to it till she gives her the money to, basically get it back.
So she pawned it?
She pawned it originally, and after repeated phone calls, I've called her at least 20, 30 times, left messages for her, to give me a call back, let's make an arrangement, to pay this money back to me. Never heard back from her. So I contacted my ex-girlfriend's grandmother. I said, is there a way I can get the computer from you to maybe sell it, to maybe recover some of my money? And she says, well, let me call her and tell her that this is what I'm doing. I said, that's fine. And I paid $300 to her, my ex-girlfriend's grandmother, to get her computer and her digital camera. I called her. I said, I have your computer, I have your digital camera. If you want to come and pay me the money that you owe me, it's sitting right here. Otherwise, I'm going to try to sell it to recover some of my money. Never heard back from her again. So,
did you sell it?
I sold the computer for $325. I still have the digital camera. I brought it with me to give it back to her.
Well, so you sort of resorted to self-help, sir. You've made this case, which was a relatively simple case, very, very complex.
Yes, sir.
You understand, Mr. Zayi?
Yes, yes, I understand.
You should have come to me before you resorted to self-help, sir, because this convoluted story that you tell me doesn't make sense to me, Mr. Zayi. It's a very dumb thing to do. And since you've complicated the situation, there's very little I can do to help you. I mean, this lady, I know, has a very busy corporate schedule, but she doesn't know whether she's a foot or horseback. I don't know whether you got full value for the computer when you sold it for $300. You can't do what you did. You created a problem by complicating the situation by resorting to your own form of self-help. Do you understand?
Yes, I
can't help you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I think it was an unfair decision simply because, she owed me that money.
I think it was a fair decision.
Regardless of what happened with the computer, I believe she still, should have been, accountable.
I do not have a laptop notebook anymore, and it was brand new, and I've missed it a lot.
I didn't have any other choice. I repeatedly tried to contact her. She wouldn't return my phone call. What else was I supposed to do? That was the only way I could, retrieve some of my money back.
I missed out on a lot of work because of it.
We pulled out of my driveway, and she cut a cop car off right behind me, and we did see her. And we even tried to go help her out there, but the cop said she's going to...
Versus Bergman. You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. May be seated. Folks, have seats, please.
Corey.
Yes.
It is your claim that this lady stole 4 puppies from you, 4 bull mastiff puppies.
Yes, Your Honor.
Those are puppies that grow up to be really big dogs, if my memory is correct. Is that right?
Yes.
How much do the dogs weigh when they're full grown?
My male's about 160 to 170 pounds.
You have a picture of him?
I do when he was a puppy.
Mrs. Bergman said she did not steal the puppies at all. You owed her the puppies because last year she bought 4 puppies from you and they died. So you owed her these dogs and she merely came and took them. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. How long have you been breeding bull mastiffs?
3 years.
Just my own curiosity, you bought 4 puppies from him last year?
Correct.
Is that correct?
I don't know, actually.
What do you mean you don't know?
I don't recognize this lady at all.
Do you recognize her?
Well, I was the one that was there when she stole them, so.
Did you have a litter of puppies last year?
Yeah, I have one every year.
But you don't recognize her from last year?
No. I've sold a lot of puppies. I've sold over 50 puppies to different people.
Okay. Don't you remember somebody buying 4 puppies at one time?
Yeah. I don't remember her. Sorry. Yes.
But you remember somebody last year buying 4 puppies at one time?
Yes.
And it could have been her?
Yes.
What did you buy 4 puppies last year for?
Okay, well, I went over there, Your Honor, to buy 1 puppy.
Last year?
Last year. And he said, well, I have an ad here. They were $400 a piece in this ad. This is the ad I bought them out of. They were $400 a piece at the time. I went over to his house to buy 1 puppy. He said, I will let you have 4 for $600. So I said, okay. So I wrote him a check, this check, for $600.
Let me see it, please. Well, clearly, Corey, she wrote a check out to you, which you cashed for $600 on July 11th, 2003.
Possible.
No, I'm telling you, you did.
Okay.
That refresh your recollection?
No, it doesn't, but...
Okay. So you took 4 puppies for $600. What was your intention to do with the 4 puppies?
Well, because we had the 4 puppies, I was going to give one to my sister and keep the other 3 for our family because we have a ranch. We live on a big ranch as guard dogs.
Who changed the number of dogs here on the check?
When I was writing the check, Your Honor?
Yes.
At first, he was going to sell me 3, and then I was going to get 4 because we were negotiating the price.
Now, what happened to the puppies last year when you got them home?
Well, as soon as I got home, they weren't eating, and they started having diarrhea. So the very next day, I called his mother because he didn't have the puppies. His mother had the puppies. And I said, I'm bringing these puppies back, and I want my check back. And so I took the puppies over to where I got them and demanded my check back. And he had cashed my check and would not give me my money back. And I said,
This was just a second. This was the next day?
Yes.
No, that's not true. That's not true. He did not cash the check the same day. He did not cash the check for 3 days.
Okay. Well, he told me he cashed the check the next day.
I don't care what he told you, madam. All you had to do was call the bank, and the bank would have said the check has not been cashed.
Well, I did not do that.
Well, that's unfortunate for you.
Well, he told me that. Anyway, I didn't check the bank. And he agreed. I asked him, he said he would not replace the puppies. I asked his mother, I told his mother what he'd said, and I argued with her, and she said, go make him be responsible. And
don't tell me what his mother said. Just tell me what you did. His mother's not here. That's hearsay.
Then
Mom anyway.
Then I went to him and I said, look, I'm not going to argue with you.
Did you take the puppies back?
Yes, I did, but they would not take them back.
Just a second. You took the puppies back to your house. After you went to his house, his mother's house, you took the puppies back to your house.
Because she begged me.
Don't tell me what she begged you. That's hearsay. You took the puppies back to your house.
That's correct.
That was on the 12th of July.
Yes.
The next day.
Yes.
All right. And after they were back in your house, what happened?
Well, we tried to give them rice and hamburger, and then I took them to the vet a couple of days later. 2 had already died.
What day did you take the puppies to the vet?
You have the checks, and you have the... It was a couple of days later I took the puppies to the vet.
On the 15th?
Yes.
Do you have a statement from the vet as to what was done?
No, I did not.
Why not? They gave you one.
I had it in a packet, and I didn't bring it.
Well, why didn't you bring it?
I don't know why.
I don't know why you didn't bring it.
I thought that that check actually would be okay.
Well, that's ridiculous, madam. You were coming to court. You're supposed to bring proof. Part of your lawsuit, you have a counterclaim. Your counterclaim is for vet bills.
That's right.
Which means that I have to see the bill from the vet. And that you didn't bring with you? Did you bring your lipstick? Did you bring your mascara? That was important. You bring the vet bills if you're suing for vet bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Not the check.
Okay.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I don't want to have to give you the business in front of your children, but I don't want you to make things up as you go along, Miss Bergman. You're fabricating, and I don't want you to fabricate, especially in front of your children. Certainly not to me.
And later today,
you left. What about all the furniture in the apartment?
I left everything there because he threatened to take my son, our son.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dog breeders Corey Evans and Justin Holtman claim Jeanette Bergman stole 4 bull mastiff puppies.
So the puppies died. What did you do next?
So I called Corey and I said, look, these puppies died and I want you to be responsible for these puppies. And he said, oh, I said, I want you to replace these puppies. And he said, okay, when I have another litter, you'll know. I says, okay. He says, just check the paper. I will have an ad in the paper. Then you could get your 4 puppies.
Now, what did you do when you saw the ad for the bull mastiff puppies this year? What did you do?
I called the ad and I said, is this Corey? He said, no, this is Corey's friend. I'm selling these puppies for him.
Justin.
That's correct.
And what did you say?
So I called him up and I said, give me directions because it's been a year and I had forgotten where Corey had lived.
Is that what she said to you?
No.
No, it's not what she said to you at all.
I didn't.
You know, I want to tell you something. Are these your children?
Yes, they are.
I don't want to have to give you the business in front of your children, but I don't want you to make things up as you go along, Miss Bergman. You may feel as if you have a legitimate case, but what you're doing is you're fabricating, and I don't want you to fabricate, especially in front of your children. Certainly not to me. Keep going. So?
I went over to Corey's house after he gave me directions, and I went over there and I said, I'm going to take 4 of these puppies.
You went over there. How did he get over there?
Well, I called him when I got to the house.
What did she say to you? Take your hands out of your pockets.
Basically, or she said...
look at me. Don't look down. Look.
She was coming to look at the puppies because she wanted to buy some of them.
Now, she called you when she got there. What did you say to her when she called you?
I was actually over at the courthouse paying some tickets. I told her it would probably take me about 45 minutes to get there. And I, in the first place, never told her to come over there. She showed up. I gave her directions. She wasn't supposed to show up till he got off work.
So when you got there, when you got to the house, what did you do? Just tell me step by step. You pulled up to the house. You had been to the house before. What did you do?
I told him that I was here to get 4 puppies that Corey owed me. And he handed them to me over the fence, and I put them in my van, and I said, tell him to tell Corey, thank you very much. I won't ask him to pay my vet bill.
Now, Justin, I'd like you to tell me your version of what happened when you arrived from the courthouse from paying tickets and found Miss Bergman at Corey's house.
She asked if they were pure. What else? She asked a few questions about the puppies. Yeah, I think then I took her around back and she started picking the 4 puppies out she wanted. There was 6 there at the time. And
she said she wanted 4?
Yeah.
Did she tell you why she wanted 4?
No, I didn't ask her. She didn't say.
Okay, and then what happened?
We loaded them all up. She shut the back of her van. She went around to the driver's side of her van, sat in there, and started messing with her purse like she was going to write a check or pull some cash out or something.
No.
She asked for a pin. I turned around, started walking, and probably got 2 or 3 steps away. I heard her messing with her power locks, heard the power locks clicking, and she shuts the door and drives off and screams something when she's driving off.
Okay, now can I see the ad for the puppies, please?
Yes. I had ads in 2 or 3 different papers.
Where are the puppies now, Miss Bergman?
They're in my yard.
What was the date that you took the puppies?
It was the...
What was the date you took the puppies?
April 1st. I thought it was a sick joke when he called me at work.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
You've had a marriage, a divorce, a rekindling, another baby, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then you say, well, I'm going to give you an engagement ring. It doesn't work that way, sir.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Dog breeders Corey Evans and Justin Holtman claim Jeanette Bergman stole 4 Bull Mastiff puppies.
All right, so I have to make a judgment as to whose story sounds more logical and what story that I'm hearing sounds like a fantasy. And quite frankly, Miss Bergman, your story sounds like a fantasy to me. You did, in fact, read the paper, and you did, in fact, see that somebody was selling Bull Mastiffs. You called and you said, is Corey selling them? And Justin said, no, I'm selling them for Corey. You got the address, so you knew it was the same place. And you resorted to self-help, which means you went over there and you tricked him. Because there's no way in the world that this young man would say, oh, you say that he owes you 4 puppies? Here are 4 puppies. Put them in your car. Goodbye. No way he's going to do that. So you went there and you said, I'm here to buy 4 puppies. I want that one and that one and that one and that one and that one. I put them in my truck. You asked him for a pen. You locked the doors. You shouted, now I got what I wanted. And you probably got an extra couple of puppies for your aggravation and maybe for your vet bill. Because I'm not so sure that you brought 4 home last year. Anyway, the puppies were for sale for $500 a piece. By your own acknowledgement, you took 4 puppies. That's $2,000. That's what he's going to get, and your counterclaim is dismissed. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I must have got sick while she had them, because they weren't sick when I had them.
Corey knows he owed me 4 puppies and chose not to give them to me because he's the kind of person that he is.
She's a little nutty. That's basically the whole deal there. I mean,
that's okay because we're Christians and we know what's right.
I've never had anybody bring a puppy back to me.
I had the check that he cashed stating that he really did know me. He cashed my check.
Judge realized she's crazy and stole stuff from me and gave me my money.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of De La Vega versus De La Vega, step forward, please.
State worker Anna De La Vega is suing her ex-husband, mailman Patrick De La Vega, for the return of a dresser and a ring. Patrick says the dresser was a gift and the ring was for their engagement.
Mrs. De La Vega, is this your son?
Yes, he is.
How old is he?
17.
Your son's name is?
Randall.
Does Randall have a relationship with his father?
No, he does not.
So he is not his father?
He is not his father.
Okay, fine. Good. I just wanted to make sure, because I usually don't like children in here, to hear it if parents are squabbling. You and Mr. De La Vega were married and then divorced, and several years later got back together again, according to your complaint, and decided to try your relationship out again, and he moved into your home. That didn't work out, and it is your claim that he took from you when he moved out some furniture that belonged to you, that he refuses to return, as well as a ring that he had purchased for you as a gift. Mr. De La Vega says that the furniture that he took was furniture that you left in the apartment, just a dresser, and that the ring was an engagement ring, and therefore it was his, and he took it. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When were you divorced?
1986, September.
And when did you get back together again?
September 25th, 1998, he showed up on my doorstep with his clothes.
Okay, and you hadn't seen him in all that time?
We had been talking since December of 1997.
And when did you separate?
March 17th, 2003.
Tell me about this piece of furniture. What is it?
It was a chest of drawers, cherry wood, that I bought on sale at Montgomery Ward's. And
when did you buy it?
In 2000.
Okay, and how much did you pay for it?
I'm estimating the value of $300 because I don't actually have the receipt. I couldn't find the receipt.
Did he leave or did you leave?
I left because we had been to counseling in 2002 and it had
Didn't
broken
work
down.
out. So March 2003 you
And
left.
I had asked him to leave and he would not.
So you left. What about all the furniture in the apartment?
I left everything there because he threatened to take my son, our son.
Okay, so you left everything there and you never retrieved it?
I came back, yes, a couple of days later with a moving van.
Okay, because I thought you were taking all the stuff. So you came back with a moving van. Was he home?
Yes, he was, actually.
And you took all the furniture. Tell me what furniture you took.
I took major pieces of furniture.
And the only thing that you left that you now say you want is the chest of drawers. Now tell me about this ring.
My ex-husband was never really good at buying me gifts for Christmas, for birthdays. It was extremely rare that he would even remember to buy me a card. So in July of 2001, he was trying to make it up to me. So he asked me what I wanted. I said, I want a nice ring. So we went looking. He said, okay, you pick out whatever you want, and I'll pay for it.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
And I didn't initially know that the ring was gone. He told me by
Just a second. When I didn't ask you any questions. July of 2001. And tell me, what did you buy this ring with him, or did he surprise you with it?
No, we went together shopping because he wanted me to pick out whatever it was that I wanted.
Okay, now in July of 2001, is that a birthday? Is that
my birthday is in July 7th, and the ring was purchased July 8th. And I do have
the receipt.
I have the receipt.
I'd like to see it. Well, it was certainly purchased around her birthday, sir, right?
Fine, yes.
Good. Now, Mr. De La Vega, when for the first time between July 2001 and March of 2003 did you start to plan a wedding?
We didn't. We just talked about it. We mentioned it and stuff like that. In fact, we were looking for a home.
Okay. What else did you buy for her between July of 2001 and March of 2003?
Oh, nothing. You know, gifts and stuff like that. You know.
Well, that's what I'm asking. You said gift, but
Yeah,
what did you buy her?
I gave her money and paid for stuff. I can't remember what I bought her, but...
Nothing.
Give her ring back. Mr. De La Vega, let me explain something to you, sir. An engagement ring is not given, in my judgment, Mr. De La Vega, when you've had a smorgasbord of emotions. You've had a marriage, a divorce, a rekindling, another baby, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, you've had a birthday, you've had an anniversary, and then you say, well, I'm going to give you an engagement ring. After I've known you for 25 years.
No,
do you understand, Mr. De La Vega?
Yes, well, we're divorced.
It doesn't work that way, sir. It doesn't work that way. You bought the ring, and if it's the only thing that you can remember having bought for your former wife in 25 years, consider it, sir, a very small token. Now, Mrs. De La Vega, I'm going to get to the rest of your complaint. The rest of your complaint is for an old 4-year-old dresser that you haven't had in your possession for over a year, that you left in the apartment that you shared with him.
Yes.
Forget it.
Thank
Do
you.
you understand?
Okay.
Get it. You got the ring? Be a happy girl.
I'm happy.
Good. He says goodbye. I say goodbye. Be
God
well.
bless.
Enjoy. God bless.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He stole from me, and it was the principle of the thing. I told him that. He was a thief.
She just got jealous because she seen with another woman. She figured maybe I was going to give it to her. That's all it is. Jealousy, jealousy, jealousy.
You can't believe anything Mr. De La Vega says. Anything that comes out of his mouth cannot be believed.
Everything was fine until she seen me with a younger woman. Just jealousy.
He claims it's on my part. It's on his part. He's the one that's jealous.
You know, I hope she gets on with her life because I did. She told me she did, so I did too.
Morning, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Sear, you and Mr. Zanger are neighbors.
Yes, we are.
But I gather the properties are spread out.
They're very far apart.
How many acres do you have?
I have 6.5.
And Mr. Zanger, how many acres do you have property?
Just short of 6.
This is your complaint, that Mr. Zanger keeps peacocks, and he also has dogs.
Yes.
You claim that his peacocks got out of his property and came onto your property and ate your screens. That his dogs attacked your dogs. You have vet bills that you want him to pay for. And that when you complained, he sent out a letter to neighbors that really vilified you and caused you a substantial amount of hardship. And you want to be compensated for that as well. Mr. Zanger says the screens, really no big deal. That his dogs are territorial, and as far as the letter is concerned, he never meant the letter to cause you any embarrassment or stress. He was really trying to be neighborly. That's your defense.
Exactly.
How long have you been neighbors?
It'll be 3 years in July.
Do you have pictures of your peacocks, Mr. Zanger?
I do.
May I see them, please?
They're so pretty.
How long have you had these birds?
About 4 years, I would say.
Do you keep them contained in any way?
Not at all.
Okay. So you understand if you don't keep them contained in any way, you are responsible for any damage that they cause.
Yes.
Good. So tell me about the damage that the peacocks caused, Miss Sear.
We have a 3-story house. They've gotten up there and ate all 5 of the screens on our 3rd story.
Can I see the pictures, please? They certainly are beautiful
Here,
birds.
they're 8 all the way
Thank
up
you.
to here.
Beautiful. Where did you get them?
In New York.
How many do you have?
Right now, only 2. The others were eaten by the mountain lions. And may I just add at this point, I have them as security against rattlesnakes.
Well, that's nice, but they eat her screens.
That was none of my desire.
I understand that,
or
but
my
may not be your
doing.
desire, but they're annoying. This is the damage they caused.
May I address you in that point? This happened actually 3 years ago. I came back from New York where I spent my summers on my island. And then I was told by one of the neighbors that Zach said his father had shot at the peacocks on the roof or above. I went up to the Sear residence. I introduced myself. They were new neighbors. And I met Mr. Sear, and I asked him if he did actually take aim at the peacocks. And he said, yes, he shot above them because they were on a roof. I said, okay, why don't you use a water hose? Water does really deter almost all animals.
Yeah.
And eventually Mrs. Sear came out, and she said, you know, they ate our screens, and I did not see them.
Okay, well, somebody wasn't watching the store. How much is it going to cost you to replace the screens?
The screens, I found a lower estimate for $85.79.
$85.79, cheap enough, taking care of the screens. Let's get to the problem with the dogs.
My son and his 9-year-old friend, my son was 11.
They were walking.
Were you there?
I was at the house, no.
You the
Step.
son?
Yeah.
Step up. Tell me your name.
Zachary's here.
All right, Zachary. When were you walking your dogs that you had a problem with Mr. Zanger's dogs?
About April 26th.
How many dogs were you walking?
I was only walking 2.
What kinds of dogs were you walking?
German Shepherd and Lab.
Mixed. Were you walking them on leashes?
No. I was leading him with my hand. I was walking him down the road. We have like a halfway where it splits, and I go from there back and just check out the neighborhoods.
Okay. Tell me what happened, Zachary.
Okay, I was walking down, and I see 3 dogs coming down. A St. Bernard and 2 looks like black labs and Rottweiler mixed. And the St. Bernard was okay. It just stayed away, but then...
Yeah, they're big and goofy and fun.
Yeah.
The St. Bernard's very sweet.
We have one in our family.
They are very sweet.
I know.
And then those 2 Rottweiler and lab mixes, they were all sniffing, and then one started to bite the older dog.
Whose older dog?
Our older dog. They just started to fight and everything, and I was getting freaked out, so I tried to help. And then they went to go attack the younger dog, which is our dog, but that dog just ran away. Then they started attacking my dog's legs, and they started pouncing on her chest and everything, and she had a big, like, hump or something on her side of her ribs. And then my mom came back up, and that's when we got contact with Mr. Zanger.
What did Mr. Zanger say to you, Miss Sear?
Well, I heard the boys screaming, so I got in my truck and I drove down. I met with the boys, so I put the boys and the dog in my truck, and as I came, he came down in his silver car, and I pulled up next to him, and I said, "Do you see what happened?" And he says, "Yes." He goes, "My dogs are territorial." He says, "Anything that walks over here, they think that they own the road." I said, "If your dogs are dangerous, you need to take care of your animals." My dog never left my son's side as they were pouncing him and everything else. She's not aggressive.
Okay, Mr. Zanger.
Thank you. I would like to say the dogs have absolutely no Rottweiler in them. Both of them are black, as you see. Both of them are female and spayed.
Good. That's very nice. They got off your property. Did you say to Miss Sear when she called you that my dogs are territorial?
I did say so, yes. You see, when we moved there, we saw the area is so rural, and I felt we have our dogs there also to keep the rattlesnakes away. I had to kill rattlesnakes right in front of my house, and I have a 6-year-old granddaughter, and I want her to be safe.
Mr. Zanger, my dear, you choose to live there.
Yes.
If you choose to live there, you have to have whatever protection you need for your 6-year-old granddaughter.
That's...
If you choose to have your 6-year-old granddaughter live in an area where she's playing in the front yard, but for your dogs and your peacocks, there are going to be rattlesnakes. That's your choice. You don't have the right to have dogs who've decided that their territory goes beyond the boundary of your deed. And when you do, you are responsible for the damage that they cause. So now I will see the letter.
And then he issued out a letter to all of my neighbors in May stating that when I brought him my vet bill, I knocked on the door, Mr. Zanger walked out, shut the door behind him, and I said, "The other day when your dogs attacked my dog, here's my vet bill." He took it, he looked at it, and he goes, "So what? Good." He goes, "Get off my property." I said, "You're responsible for what happens." He goes, "Get off my property right now." And I said, "It's very sad because I'm going to call animal control and it'll probably end up with your animals being destroyed." I did say that. I never said I was going to shoot them. His 6-year-old granddaughter was never there. He sent that out to my neighbors.
Can I read the letter, please?
Certainly.
Are you employed, sir?
No, I'm retired.
You got a lot of time on your hands. And anybody receiving this letter, Miss Sear, would understand that this is the musing of somebody who has a lot of time on their hands. It's not the kind of letter that you're simply complaining about you. He's complaining about other people. He talks about other instances that happened in 1998 with his dogs. He talks about stolen car parts, which he doesn't attribute to you. It is the musings and meanderings of somebody who has nothing else to do. You don't get compensated for this. You do, however, get compensated for the injuries to your dogs and for the screens that his peacocks damaged. Those two amounts together come to $477.63. Judgment for the plaintiff. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was fair. The only reason I brought the letter in was to prove that, you know, he was distributing lies to all my neighbors, but I think it was very fair.
I do applaud Judge Judy for whatever she does and how she does it, and I abide by her decision.
He's got too much time on his hands.
Let bygones be bygones, and let's work together to a better neighborhood.
All parties in the matter of Feldman versus Martinez. Step forward.
23-year-old college student Stephanie Feldman is suing her ex-best friend, 24-year-old Emily Martinez, for vandalizing the inside of her home with pink paint and rotting meat.
Ms. Feldman, the defendant moved into a home that you share with your father, according to your complaint, and you had an argument. After a period of time, she moved out, and it is your claim that she vandalized the house. You want her to pay for the damage that she did in the house. Ms. Martinez said she did not vandalize the house, and she is counterclaiming. She said she wants damages because during the course of this argument, you assaulted her, right?
Yes.
When did you move in and why, Ms. Martinez?
I was persuaded by Stephanie to...
No, listen. When did you move in?
In September of '04.
Who did you move in with?
With my son's father, my fiancé at the time.
And what about your son?
He was with me as well.
What, did you have, a room or an apartment?
It was a room.
Okay. When did you start to pay rent?
Immediately.
How much did you pay?
I paid $400 a month.
So far, is that right?
No.
No. When did she move in?
She moved in around September, like she said, but actually the first month that she moved in with Hugo, I didn't charge her. Because I'm the godmother of her son, I said, I'll do you the favor and you don't have to pay for the first month. And she gets public assistance, and I have a letter here that I was getting $141.50 twice a month for Emily staying there.
Were you getting welfare in September of 2004?
No. When I moved in with her, I moved in with my fiancé. We separated, and that's when I was out of work and I applied for public assistance.
Were they paying the rent?
Not initially. Initially,
when
we
did they start paying the rent?
Around November.
All right, good. So they paid the rent, $283.
I paid the difference.
Show me proof.
I don't have proof because we were best friends.
Did she pay any additional rent? She says you didn't give her additional money and that all she got for the room was $283 that she got from public assistance.
Yes.
Okay, keep going. What was the argument about and when did it occur?
Okay, it all started when she was no longer with Hugo. Hugo decided that he was going to move out. Her and Hugo broke up. She started dating this other guy named Fred, okay? My nephew let Hugo in the house while she was in the room with Fred. A whole thing started where Fred tried to stab Hugo, and Hugo had to jump out of the window. So I told her after that argument that, you know, this has to stop. The police came. I said, you know, I don't want this drama in my house.
Right. You're absolutely right.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let me tell you why. I'm really comfortable.
Judy. Stephanie Feldman says her ex-best friend, Emily Martinez, vandalized the inside of her home. Emily is countersuing for an assault and the return of her security deposit.
Okay, when did she finally move out?
April 7th, that was the 30-day. The first argument was on March 7th when I was speaking to my nephew about not shoveling. That's his responsibility to do. And she got into the argument. I said, Emily, please mind your business, and she wouldn't. So that's when I had asked her to leave. I said, if you're going to get into my family business...
That's when she claims you slapped her. Did you slap her?
No.
What'd
She
you
went
do?
to go hit me on the entrance door by her room, and I moved her hand out of the way out of self-defense. I'm going to see somebody hitting me and stand there.
Okay. Were you injured?
Yes.
Well, tell me about the injury.
Okay, she was in a violent rage. She is very violent. She has violent outbreaks towards
You
her
shouldn't have moved in with her if she was violent.
Well, I didn't realize that. You don't know these things till you move in with people. You never know someone till you live with them.
Show me pictures of your injuries.
I don't have any
Do you
pictures
have a
of
police
my-
report about your injuries?
No, I don't.
All right. Could you get to the vandalism of the property, please? She moved out April 7th.
Yes. I was at work because I'm a supervisor in the after school. My father and my nephew were home.
Father?
Yeah.
Could you step up, please? What is your last name, sir?
Feldman.
Mr. Feldman, were you home on or about the 7th of April when Miss Martinez came in to get the remainder of her things?
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
She took her stuff and she left.
And then what happened?
My grandson and I left, and when we came back, the back room was destroyed.
You have photographs?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I see it, please?
And there's also photographs on the back as well. And that also has photographs of the meat that was planted in
My apartment.
What is this pink stuff that was spilled all over the place?
That was the pink paint that she used. As you could see, it's the same color of the room. That pink paint was in Emily's possession, was never in my possession.
You also said that somebody put stuffed food around the house.
Yes. That day, when I walked in, I noticed a foul odor in my bedroom. And I couldn't figure out what it was, but I had people over, so I wasn't going to start searching all over. And the next day, I found chopped meat in my heater system, fish under my bed. That's what you see in the pictures. Chopped meat and pig's legs all over the house, behind my fridge, behind my bed wall.
Anybody else have access to the house?
Only the people that live with me, which is my dad, my nephew, and Millie, who is my godmother.
Go ahead.
Okay. She has an open house. She has a party house.
First, let's go with the pink paint.
Okay. I mean, that was planted after I left. This is all a retaliation because I called the police on her because she attacked me. And she told me I had to have my stuff out by a certain day. I removed it.
Wait a second. Wait. She didn't attack you. You said she slapped you.
She was attacking me.
You said she slapped you, is what you said.
That's all she got in because I was...
Listen to me. You still vandalized the house.
That's
allegedly.
allegedly.
What's the new boyfriend's name?
Fred.
Fred. You or Fred.
Allegedly.
No, I have to make a decision whether that happened.
How is the evidence? Where's the evidence that I did that? She has an open house. Her door's never locked. There's guys coming in and out of her apartment all hours of the night.
Ms. Martinez, let me tell you why. I'm really comfortable, really comfortable finding that you vandalized the house.
How so?
If you're quiet, I'm going to explain it to you. And I want you to understand there's only one attitude in this room.
I'm not trying to have an attitude.
Good.
I just don't like being accused.
So I'm going to explain it to you because how long have you lived in this house?
That's been in my family for 50 years. I've lived there all my life.
Listen to me. How many times have you found chopped meat in the heater system?
Not at all.
Never?
No.
Mr. Feldman, how many times have you found chopped meat in the heating system in the last 50 years?
Never.
How many times have you found paint spilled on the floor?
Never.
In 50 years?
Never.
So the only time...
Listen
to me. I'm speaking now. You asked me for a reason. I'm giving you the reason. I'm being nice to you. The world revolves around common sense.
Absolutely.
If it doesn't make sense, it's not true. If it makes sense, then more often than not, it's true. Now, she's had, according to you, an open house. Lots of people come in and out of the house. Mr. Feldman has lived there for 50 years. I'm sure he's had lots of people in and out of the house. It is too coincidental, and it belies credulity, which means it just doesn't make sense, that in the last 50 years, the only time that they've had trouble with vandalism in their house to this extent, in a room where you and Fred and Hugo had been living, and the only time she had meat found in the heating system is the day you moved out.
This is a case of single white female. She wants to be me. The problem was that I had a boyfriend, and she wanted me to be hanging out with her every day. I had to be by her side every day.
Listen to me.
She has a serious psychological problem, and this is a retaliation against me.
Then you should have a different place to live.
I do.
In any event, judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500, which is the cost of your cleanup, which is what you say. You should not have to clean up. I'm speaking. You won, so be quiet. You have a counterclaim for assault. I find that you weren't assaulted, so it's dismissed. Thank you very much. That's all.
Why did I excuse when they step out?
It just hurts me that I was there for Emily. I was there for her son when she didn't even have money to take care of her son. She just wanted me to be by her side. She wanted to control me and tell me what to do. No, that's not the case. She wanted to be around me all the time. I just had to get out of the situation. I have to save myself. She told me when she was leaving my house, don't worry, I'll get back at you one way or another. Do I look like somebody who would do something like that? I was very distraught and very upset, and thank God I had my family there to be by my side and help me. She has psychological problems. You just have to make sure who you're...
Been sworn in. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Mr. Reed, how many children do you have, sir?
6.
Who is your oldest child?
Stephanie.
That's this child here?
Yes.
And your youngest?
Brandon.
How old is Brandon?
Brandon is 8.
You and Mrs. McLean were married for how long?
2 years, I believe.
And how many children do you have together?
2.
Your daughter is planning her wedding. And according to what I read, Mrs. McLean, you and your former husband agreed to split the cost of the wedding. You did a budget. It was going to be $5,000. Mr. Reed, you agreed to pay for half.
Correct.
You did, in fact, pay $2,500.
Yes, ma'am.
But the wedding went over budget, and you want him to pay half of the overage of $800.
Yes.
And Mr. Reed says, you went over budget, girls. That's your problem. I agreed to pay for half the wedding, which was budgeted at $5,000, and that's what I'm going to pay.
I agree.
Why did you go over budget?
Well, the reason we had gone...
Don't listen. Did you have a nice wedding?
Yeah. She had a beautiful wedding.
Beautiful wedding, beautiful bride, beautiful husband, nice-looking parents. Don't act... What?
I said yes, thank you.
Do you let him speak at home? Is that the reason he feels compelled to speak here? Because he's not allowed to speak at home?
Don't speak it.
She's cute. Okay, now getting back to you. Why did you go over budget?
Well, the reason we had gone over budget was we had it at the reception at a place that cost a lot more money than we had anticipated.
Now, when you realized that this was going to cost more than you anticipated, because you could have found a site that would have cost within the budget, but that's not what you really wanted, right? You wanted a different place. What did you do when you realized you were going over budget?
Well, Stephanie and I did a lot of emails back and forth because she actually lives in Utah. And I was planning the wedding here. And so I had told her that it looked like we were probably going to go over the cost of the wedding. And so she was kind of my in-between person between her dad and I, and had emailed to him and his current wife that we were going to be probably going over the budget.
Do you have an email from him indicating that's fine, I will pay half of whatever the overage is?
I do.
Let me see it.
This was actually an email to Stephanie.
That's fine. Well, this is not from Mr. Reed. This is from Mr. Reed's wife.
Right.
Do you know that your wife sent an email, sir, that said, listen, that's to Steph, and said, your dad and I don't have a problem if you go over the $5,000 sum, as long as your mom is willing to split the cost. Do you know that your wife said that?
At the time that email was written, no, I wasn't aware that she said that.
When did you become aware of this?
I became aware about 1 to 2 weeks before the wedding as we discussed the overage.
So your wife was speaking allegedly for you, which she can't do, but they acted upon this and then went over their budget. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it was really in good faith that your daughter went over the budget because she felt as if she was dealing with your wife, and your wife had the authority to say, okay, as long as mom splits the cost and as long as you're not going over too much. So when you found out, Mr. Reed, about this email, what did you do?
Well, by the time I found out about the comment that my wife made, things had already become contentious because all along I had made it clear to Holly that I agreed to a certain amount. Not only that, in the beginning, Holly wanted to spend, felt that we should spend more, and it was my suggestion to pay the $5,000. Then come
Is that true?
That's true.
That's a good guy.
So to then come back to me and then say that she wanted me to pay more money, and not only that, in the beginning when she wanted me to pay the overage, she wanted me to pay the entire overage, which she estimated would be $300 to $400. And like I said, it became contentious, and so I said, we're going to have to settle the matter after the wedding. I don't want it to affect the wedding.
You're absolutely right, Mr. Reed. So?
So?
Well, he did not agree to pay half of the overage.
I know he did not agree to pay half. But when I had sent them an email stating why we had gone over, and he even told me on the wedding day that he would help me pay the overage of the wedding.
Did you tell her that, Mr. Reed?
What I said is that I would look at the expenses and analyze them and get back to her.
And did you look at the expenses?
I did.
Anything there look untoward to you?
The invitations cost $280 more than we had originally was discussed with my wife, Suzanne. There was a DJ that I knew nothing about, and he cost $450.
Well, DJ is great at a wedding. Did everybody have a good time?
I think so.
Did you dance?
A little bit.
I didn't say if you danced well, Mr. Reed.
Yes.
I said, did you dance?
I did.
Other than the DJ for $450, was it originally anticipated that there was any music?
There was going to be pre-recorded music. Okay.
I have very little sympathy because if what we're talking about here is $800, I would have paid the $2 so we wouldn't end up here. So there wouldn't be any bad feeling. You probably already paid so much to raise your daughter to this point, right? Probably cost you a couple of bucks over the course of, how old are you?
19.
19 years. So I don't know whether I would make a big to-do. But let's hear. All right, the DJ, what else?
Let's see, there was a video that was done that was presented at the wedding. It was a nice video. It was $210.
A video of what?
They interviewed Stephanie and Tim about the way they met and things like that. And it was shown at the wedding. Yes, it was nicely done. But once again, I knew nothing about it. The bridesmaids' outfits, traditionally the bridesmaids pay for those.
That's absolutely right. Why didn't the bridesmaids pay for their own outfits?
Well, Stephanie and I discussed that we would just take care of that.
Well, I don't know. You can't do that and obligate him. Ms. McLean, first of all, it's not traditional.
Right.
And second of all, you can't be magnanimous with his money. What else?
The last one is traditionally a portion of the flowers are paid for by the groom or the groom's family. So the portion of those flowers, I have it listed at $248.
Can I say something about the flowers? I didn't feel we should ask Tim's family to pay for the flowers. They were actually having a reception in Arizona a week later, and they were paying for everything there for that reception. And they also paid for the luncheon, so I didn't feel it was right to ask them to also pay for the flowers.
Well, very nice. What do you want from him?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Did you call him and tell him about the DJ before you hired the DJ?
No.
Did you call him and tell him that you were going to pay for the bridesmaids' dresses?
No.
You cannot use your former husband as...
Says ex-husband Steve Reed owes for his wedding. Steve says Holly went over budget.
He doesn't want to be used as a cash register.
Oh, I understand.
Which is, we'll make the arrangements and you'll pay your half. And we don't have to consult with you. We're going to tell you this is what we want to do, and if it goes over, it goes over. Well, that's unreasonable.
Well, there's more to it than that.
You may explain it to me. But did you call him and tell him about the DJ before you hired the DJ?
No.
Did you call him and tell him that you were going to pay for the bridesmaids' dresses before you agreed to pay for them?
No.
Did you call him and tell him you decided not to ask the bridegroom's family for the flowers?
Yes, we did tell them that.
When?
Before the wedding, when he had stated that they thought that the groom's family had to pay for part of the flowers.
And what did you say? You told him no.
I didn't agree with that.
Fine. That doesn't mean he's not entitled to say, that's fine. You want to pay for that? Pay for it.
Okay, but there's more to it where we had the reception. We actually wanted to have it at my parents' house so we could cut the costs. Well, Steve didn't want to have it there.
I don't blame him.
It would have been, the cost would have been a lot less.
Ms. McLean, what you just said to me has absolutely nothing to do with what I've told you, which is you cannot use your former husband as a cash register. He's a person with opinions, and as long as you want to spend money and you want him to reimburse you for the money, he has the right to an opinion. You may not agree with that opinion, and if you don't agree with it and you want to spend the money, you spend it. What he's complaining about is you didn't discuss it with him, and that was wrong. I just want you to understand that I don't think your father was wrong. I think your mother was well-intentioned, but I don't think your father was wrong. And I've been involved with lots of weddings, and I wouldn't think of saying to my ex-husband, you're going to pay for half, and I'm going to decide where it's going to be, what kind of music we have, what flowers we have, what the invitations look like, and I'll send you the bill for half, right?
But we did...
Flattened out on the floor. And I wouldn't blame him. So, in case there's any bad feeling, I don't think your father was wrong. And Miss McLean, if you wanted to do these things and you chose not to get an agreement with him before, you pay for it yourself. Case is dismissed. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He did agree to it in his email with his current wife, and I really felt that he should have paid half.
I actually did send $102 over the amount, and then I was just served papers. There was no discussion after that.
I just wish it wouldn't have happened. I would have rather not had an expensive wedding at all.
It's just water under the bridge. We'll move forward and we'll be fine.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Friedman versus Zarba. Step forward, please.
Al Friedman is suing the current owner of his previous home, Mike Zarba, for the balance of a loan and for disposing of his valuable war memorabilia.
Mr. Friedman, you had a piece of property, a home.
Yes.
And according to your complaint, At first, you leased that home to Mr. Zarba, and then there was a discussion about him purchasing the home. He ultimately did purchase the home.
Yes.
He had some trouble with getting an appropriate mortgage because of some credit problems that he may have had, and you loaned him the closing costs, which
Correct.
were $20,000, with a promise that he would repay that money within 90 days.
60 days.
60 days.
Correct.
So first it is your claim that he owes you some of that money, $2,800?
As of, no, it's $1,800
$1,800
left on the loan.
The second part of your lawsuit is that there was an agreement between the two of you that you could keep some property at the house, which you claim Mr. Zarba discarded.
Correct.
Mr. Zarba acknowledges that he discarded the property. He said that he gave you enough time to get it out, and $1,800 that he acknowledges he owes on the original loan because he was forced to, A, hire a dumpster to get rid of your stuff, and B, he stored it all that time. Is that right, Mr. Zarba?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you first rent this house, Mr. Zarba?
End of July 2004.
And when you rented the house, Mr. Friedman still had some property there in both the shed and in an attic?
Yes.
When did you purchase the house?
April 2005.
And when did Mr. Friedman loan you the $20,000?
The closing, but we had an agreement where I did some work for him, so it wasn't really a loan.
Listen to me. When did he loan you the $20,000, which you acknowledge in your answer?
It would be the beginning of April.
And how long were you supposed to have to repay this loan, Mr. Zarba?
In about 60 days.
Good. When does your receipt indicate that you hired this dumpster to get rid of his property?
August 5th.
When did you tell Mr. Friedman that you weren't going to pay him his $1,800 until he removed his property?
It was the end of July, right?
July what?
20th.
And tell me about the conversation that you had with Mr. Friedman.
Well, he showed up unexpected again. He treated me like I was a mini storage.
Listen to me. What conversation did you have with him?
The conversation was, you need to take care of your stuff, get it out, and we'll settle up.
Well, he came to your property
Yes.
looking for money. He didn't come there looking to take his stuff. He came there looking for his $1,800.
Well, it was $2,800 then.
Oh.
I gave him $1,000.
And when you gave him the $1,000, you said, when you get the rest of your stuff out of here, you get your other $1,800.
Yes.
Is that what you said to him?
Yes.
And what did he say to you?
He said he was going to get it out. That was the only agreement we had.
And he said he would get it out.
He said he'd get it out.
Now, 2 weeks later, you disposed of his property.
Yes. Gave him till August 1st, in a few days.
Well, so far you didn't give him any time, sir. You didn't say that to me.
No.
You said,
Okay.
when you get your stuff out, I'll give you your money. That's what you said.
But I've
to
been
me. I
asking-
repeat, listen to me.
Okay.
I repeated it twice to you.
Okay.
What troubles me, Mr. Zarba, quite frankly, is your answer. The first line of your answer is the most telling part of your character. You say, I owe him nothing. We were overcharged for the home, considering its condition. And he's lucky we didn't charge him for storing the items. That you wrote. So what you're saying is that after you lived there for a while, and there were lots of things that you had to repair in the house, you didn't like the condition of the house, you said, I want to renegotiate in my own way the sale price of this house because I overpaid him for the house to begin with. You didn't write there that we had an agreement that we would store the stuff until August 1st. He didn't pick up the stuff August 1st. I hired a dumpster. No. The first thing that you wrote, the most important thing that you wrote was, I didn't like the purchase price, and I'm going to take another $1,800 out of the purchase price because I deserve that. That's not the way life works, Mr. Zarba. Is this your first house?
No, ma'am.
Well, I don't know what you did in your other houses, sir, but that's not the way you close a house. You close a house, you negotiate a price, that's the price. Once you purchase it, you don't say, I think I overpaid for this house. Let me see how I can get the price down a little bit. We understand each other, Mr. Zarba?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Mr. Friedman, I want you to tell me what stuff, and I want you to be very careful because I am an ecumenical abuser. I don't like when somebody tries to put one over late in the game because that's what he did.
Yes.
I don't like when you try to put one over on me.
Yes.
So I want you to tell me what items you left in the house
I've made a list, and I'll go
You
through
sure you
the
want me to
list.
look at that list?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to take a look at it.
The largest items on that list were two major important pieces to me were I had military boxes marked with military. I had a frame of, when I was in Vietnam, of a load crew in front of a plane that had my military ribbons on it. I'm a disabled veteran from Vietnam. There's also boxes I had marked with kids' items that had finger paintings in it from the time that they were kids, and just paraphernalia that they did through the years.
What you're really telling me is that the only thing that were there was your memorabilia. That is valuable because two wooden Santa sleighs, handmade, 2 coolers, 2 sets of Malibu yard lights. I don't want to deal with that, sir.
Correct.
I had 10 years of postgraduate work. I don't deal with this. If it was important to you, you should have gotten it out. Now, you just disposed of everything, Mr. Zarba?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, that was the wrong thing to do.
There was nothing in there that looked like it was anything somebody would save. I've got pictures here.
I'm going to take a look at your pictures. Right now. Can I see the pictures, please?
I mean, this is what he left me. It's not pretty.
Well, the shed's not pretty. First of all, get a new camera or take photography lessons. I don't know what this is. Grass. I don't know what this is. I have no idea, sir. This is a whole major blur. Are you doing
I let
this on
him in
purpose?
several times.
Listen to me, sir. Are you doing this on purpose?
No, ma'am.
When you took a picture of the grass, I could see that this is grass.
Yeah.
This looks like a Hungarian goulash, sir.
It was in the attic. The lighting wasn't very good. I agree. The pictures don't look great.
Listen to me, Mr. Zarba. This has nothing to do with lighting.
Okay.
This looks like somebody who's had a bad hangover took these pictures. All right. He had no right to destroy your property, sir. He had no right to take it away. He owes you $1,800 because he's a deadbeat on a loan that he made, and he owes you $1,500 for what he threw out. I'm speaking.
Yes, ma'am.
Suing him for $4,300, I think that's excessive, sir, for the junk that you left there for over a year. But he has to be taught a lesson that he can't dispose of your stuff. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $3,300. That's it. Goodbye and good luck. Nothing.
What is our excuse? You may step out.
I gave him access to it. I wasn't a mini storage.
This man's work that he talked about doing at a house, I have pictures. I wouldn't let him build a doghouse.
Had enough dealings with it. I'm glad it's over.
I want people in Pasco.
Your Honor, this is case number 35 on the calendar in the matter of Lowen versus Postumus. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Folks, have seats.
Mr. Lowen, it is your claim that the defendant owes you for rent, some money that you loaned to her, and is responsible for your puppy being lost. She says that you owe her money because you stole stuff from her storage unit. So you're going to explain this situation to me, starting with how she came to live in your house.
Okay. She married a good buddy of mine. She moved in. They both shared a room for $500 a month. And
so you had a friend.
Yeah.
Who married her.
Yes.
And he was your tenant.
Yes.
When did he move in?
Beginning of September 1st.
With his wife.
Yes.
That's the defendant.
Yes.
Then what happened?
Well, actually, they moved in, and then they got married like a week later. And then he paid $430, and then he left September 26th. He took off. He ditched her, and then she ended up staying because she had nowhere to go, so I let her stay. And then, so I'm asking for rent money.
Let's move on. So you let her stay?
Yes.
And did you have a rental arrangement with her?
Yes.
What was the arrangement?
Well, first of all, when they were married together, it was $500 a month. And then, you know, if it's just her, it's $400 a month.
Starting in October?
Yes.
Did she pay you in October?
No.
Did she pay you in November?
Nope, she never paid any rent.
Just a second. Didn't pay you in October, didn't pay you in November. When did she move out?
She moved out January 8th.
Did she pay you in December?
Nope.
And she was just your tenant?
Yes.
No romance, no nothing like that?
She tried to lure me into a relationship, but...
But you resisted?
Right.
Fine. I just want to know, this is just rent?
Yes.
And she's staying in her room and you got your room?
Well, actually, she wouldn't leave me alone. She was like a tail, I guess.
No, Mr. Lowen, listen to me, sir. I have to find out if this is a pure tenancy relationship or if something happened, because that's part of her defense. So she did not only stay in her room, but sometimes you shared a room.
Right.
Okay. When did you start sharing a room?
Well, she didn't have a bed, so I had an extra bed, and she stayed on that for a while, and then she jumped in my bed.
When did you start sharing a room, sir?
We started sharing October 4th.
Okay. Now you want to tell me about these loans that you claim, sir?
She came up to me at work and asked to borrow $60. And her and my roommate, Angie, went out and got cats. It was a surprise, so I gave her the money. She comes home with the cat.
When?
I'm not sure on the exact date.
What else?
And then I gave her, she asked...
Stop playing with the cards.
Sorry. She asked, I borrowed a couple $100 to her in cash.
When?
I'm not sure.
For what?
Miscellaneous stuff. I'm not even sure what it was
Before
for.
or after she was sharing your room on October 4th?
After.
What else?
And then I gave her, she went on house arrest for a few weeks. And
Why?
I paid for all the house arrest.
What was she on house arrest for?
That I'm not exactly sure. She was, I wouldn't call her an honest person, so.
What else?
She wanted to borrow a couple $100 to go Christmas shopping for her 3 kids, and I wrote a check to the bank, and I got a receipt and a check saying that I got the $200 from my bank to loan her.
Oh, this better pick up, Mr. Lowen. Let's go.
And then I also gave her $30 for she needed to get diapers for her kids, and then I also she ordered Chinese food one day at work, and I went out and picked up the Chinese food, and then I paid for it, and of course she never paid me back for it. And then on November 1st, she cleaned out cleaned out her room, and I had to pay $6 extra for garbage. And then when she finally moved out, I had to pay another $4 to get rid of some more stuff.
Judge Judy, am I allowed to step in here for a minute?
No. Let me stop you, Mr. Lowen, because I'm really getting very bored. And if I'm bored, Bert is bored. With your $6 and your $4 and your $20 and your $23. From October the 4th until she left in January, did she share your room?
Yes. Well, not the whole time.
Half the time?
About that, yeah.
Forget it. Can you say these words? No, I'm not interested. Could you repeat those words to me?
Yeah, no, I'm not interested.
No, I'm not interested.
I'd like to call my witness. She can verify that she would not leave me alone. I asked her several times to leave.
Mr. Lowen, you don't ask her several times to leave. You call the authorities and say, I want this person who's trespassing in my house out of my house. You have no lease with her. She had no right to be there. But you can't call the police to come to your house to evict a trespasser who you're sleeping with. That's a problem. Do you work for a living?
Yes, I do.
What kind of work do you do?
I deliver pizzas for Domino's Pizza.
Okay. If Domino's Pizza calls somebody and says, we have an offer, you get a 12-inch pizza with 9 toppings for $6.99, and somebody doesn't like pizza, you know what they say? No, I'm not interested. But listen to me, Mr. Lowen. You don't eat the pizza and then say, no, I'm not interested. Do you understand my point?
That's a good analogy, yeah.
Good.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Would you tell me what happened with the puppy?
I bought the dog for $150, so the next day she threw a Halloween party and the dog disappeared.
Jed had taken her to court and sued her for the puppy too.
And later today,
I started crying and I was screaming. I was saying, you know, stop. And he said, shut the F up and get over it.
Listen, Miss Campbell, get over it.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jed Lowen says his relationship with roommate Kelly Postumus quickly turned romantic. Now, he claims she owes for unpaid loans, rent, and for the cost of a puppy.
Now, madam.
Yes.
You say that he took stuff out of your storage unit.
Yes.
What was your stuff doing in storage?
It was after I moved out of his house, I placed it all in storage.
Did he have a key to the storage unit?
Actually, yes, when we first got it, he put it in his name. So he's the only person that had a key.
What was in your storage unit?
I had everything. My bed, my crib, my table, my TV, my PS2, my VCR, all my clothes, my kids' stuff.
Mr. Lowen, did you take any of the stuff out of the storage unit that
No,
belongs
Your
to her?
It's a bunch of junk in her storage. I
Did you
didn't
stop
take
paying
anything.
for the storage?
I signed the lease, and I was on it for, I got a month free, and then like a month later, we went and got it arranged so it was in her name.
You went together.
Right.
Now, when you went together, did you check the storage unit?
I didn't even look in there.
You went down to the storage unit with him and had it put in your name?
I met down there and...
Just answer my question.
No, not with him.
You met down there?
Yes.
Did you look in the storage unit at that time?
He wouldn't give me the key. He wouldn't let me go in there. He had bought me a car.
Just a sec. If you went and put it in your name and paid for it, then they'll give you another key.
Your Honor, the lock that I originally had on there, he went and cut it off and put his own lock on. And he had bought me a car. And he told me the car, I had moved to Illinois, and he told me he wasn't going to sign over the storage until he got the car back. So that day, he went down with his mom, got the car, and I have in the signed agreement here saying that once he got the car, he would sign it over, give me the keys, he wouldn't take anything or nothing out of my storage. And the next day, he came over, signed it over, but he didn't give us the keys.
Other than the fact that he had the key, you have no proof that he took anything out of the storage unit. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, now tell
I
me
have my
about
witness, though, that knows everything that was in storage. I have
I don't care.
pictures.
I need proof that he took stuff out of storage. Why don't you pay him any rent?
I did actually pay him rent when I was working at Domino's. I signed over 2 checks to him. One was for $350 and one was for $400.
The last item on your agenda is this puppy,
Yes.
right? What happened with the puppy?
Well, I wrote a personal check, which I got the check right here. And she was my witness. She lived with me at the time.
Would you tell me what happened with the puppy?
I bought the dog this October 30th for $150. So the next day, she threw a Halloween party.
Who's she?
Kelly.
Yes?
She threw a Halloween party and the dog disappeared.
Where were you?
I was working.
What happened to the puppy?
Actually, somebody took the puppy from the party we had, but he wasn't working. He was there. And Angie, that's sitting over there, it was probably about 3 months ago. She was an ex-roommate, too. Jed had taken her to court and sued her for the puppy, too. This is the third person.
Were you sued for this puppy?
Not for the puppy, it was for the cat.
Takes all kinds. Mr. Lowen, you have no case. You ate the pizza, sir. You ate the pizza. And, madam, you have no case because you can't prove to me that he took anything out of your storage.
Can I show
Goodbye.
you pictures?
Goodbye. Have a happy life. It's been nice spending the morning with you. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
She's scandalous, doesn't pay anyone anything.
I got pictures of everything being damaged. My entertainment center is totally scratched up. I mean, just everything that was in there.
I never touched her. I never broke anything. She made it all up, and her junk wasn't worth anything anyways.
Everything was going fine between me and him, and then all of a sudden his parents are like, if you don't choose her or us, you're never going to see us again, so that's when he kicked me out.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Campbell versus Mason. Step forward, please.
16-year-old Katie Campbell and her mother, Kathy Campbell, are suing Katie's former friend, 17-year-old Tim Mason, and his mother, Tamara Mason. Katie says Tim cut her hair against her will.
Miss Campbell, this is your daughter?
Yes.
And you're suing on her behalf, is that right?
Yes.
And Miss Mason, this is your son?
Yes.
And you're defending the suit on his behalf because you are how old, sir?
17 years old.
All right, so I'd like all the mothers to sit down, please. I'm going to make short work of this. Miss Campbell, it is your complaint that the defendant assaulted you by cutting your hair off.
Yes.
And you want him to pay all sorts of damages because you wanted to be a model and it took you 5 years to grow your hair. And that was your crowning glory, and he made a mess of it when he cut it. Is that right?
Correct.
Is this the young lady that you were with when he cut your hair?
Yes.
All right, you step up here. Let's do this very, very fast.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old Katie Campbell says former friend, 17-year-old Tim Mason, cut her hair against her will. Katie says it's been a serious setback to her modeling career.
You wanted to get your hair done?
Yeah.
She was just going along for the ride.
Right, it was her
Where
fault.
were you going to go to get your hair done?
He was coming to our house. He was just a friend of hers.
Okay, and he wants to be a hairdresser?
No, not
You
at all.
just want to be...
I don't want nothing to do with hair. They asked me as a favor. I do my hair every once in a while, pull it through a cap, and they asked me to come over to do it out of a favor.
What were you going to do for this young lady?
Fix Katie's mess up of her hair dye.
Color or cut?
Color.
Color. So he was going to color you. Now, why would you let him color your hair?
He was a friend of hers.
Friend of whose?
My sister's. Mine.
Now, did he color your hair?
Yes, he did.
Good. And then he cut your sister's hair.
Right.
Tell me how that happened.
Well, he cut my sister's hair. I mean, he colored my sister's hair. And then he pulled me into the bathroom, and he had...
How did he pull you? You're bigger than he is.
Well, he said, come to the bathroom. And I said, okay, what are we doing? And he's like, well, I'm going to feather your hair. And I said, what does that mean? And he pulled out, like, a comb that he had in his own bag. And he said, I'm going to feather it. And I said, well, I don't know what that means. You're not cutting my hair if that's what you mean. And he said, no, I'm not cutting your hair. And he repeatedly said he was not cutting my hair. And I said, okay, then what do you mean by feather it? And he said, just trust me. So he sat me down in the chair, and, you know, he took like a tiny little bit off the ends. And I said, well, that's cutting my hair. And he said, no, I'm just going to take the dead ends off so, you know, so it'll grow faster. And I was like, well, I don't know. So he took all my hair into the back, kind of like a ponytail, and he took the comb and he just hit it like really hard right in the middle. And like in a matter of seconds, it was all gone. And so then I started...
Bye-bye. It's all gone.
And so I started crying, and I was screaming. I was saying, you know, stop. And
stop. And then he finished it up. All right. Yeah, give me your version.
I came over. Katie picked me up, met me at a specific location to go to a supply store to get bleach for her hair and a couple of supplies. I asked Katie, okay, are we going to do your hair? She said, okay, we'll buy an extra kit for mine, just in case I like Shelly's hair, how it turns out. So she bought all the products. We bought a kit for her. I brought this comb, and I said, okay, if you wanted to do your hair, feather it, whatever, this is what I got. This is a feathering, texturizing comb. It is used to texturize and feather hair. It does not use to chop off big amounts of hair.
So would you just tell me how come you cut her hair? Tell me what happened.
She asked me to cut her hair.
And where did she ask you to cut her hair?
At her sister's apartment, in the bathroom.
Where? In the bathroom?
Yes.
How did she get into the bathroom?
We walked into the bathroom.
Both of you walked in. You didn't pick her up. You didn't pick her up and carry her there,
No.
did you?
No.
No.
Willingly.
Huh?
We all willingly went to the bathroom, had, you know, she had Kool-Aid, we were all having a good time. I was playing with
Listen,
her son.
Miss Campbell, get over it. Get over it. You were playing around with your sister. She was letting some unprofessional teenager do stuff on her hair. Whether you let him, whether he was acting like an idiot or not, you have choices. Your choice is, you don't go to the bathroom, you don't sit down, you don't say, I don't understand what feathering is. What's feathering? Is it going to cut my hair? You say, don't touch my hair, it's my crowning glory.
She did. I did.
Then you leave.
I tried, and he pushed me back down. And he hit my arm down, too, when I was trying to stop him. He said, shut the F up and get over it. You know, it's done and done. And
But it was already done.
Yeah,
already
when he was doing it, and then he's like, I need to fix it, and, you know, this is my career. I've been growing it out, and, you know.
So, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
I don't
You
know.
won't put yourself in this situation. The three teenagers put themselves in this situation. He certainly doesn't have any money to pay you. Why should his mother have to deal with that? I want to tell you something. If you're not a professional hairdresser, if you're not licensed, you're not supposed to be working on anybody. Your only redeeming trait right now is that you are 17 and you are not of age where you could really lose the ability to practice this kind of career permanently. You understand that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is this what you want to do as a profession?
I was doing it for favor. I don't want nothing to do with hair. Nothing.
So that I don't understand why you would even take
doing them a
somebody
favor.
else's head.
They didn't have the money to get it done. She says, oh, I saw, you know, your friends.
Mr. Mason, listen to me very carefully. If you don't know anything about hair, if you don't profess to know anything about hair, and don't indicate that you know anything about hair, why wouldn't Shelley have her sister do the same thing on her hair that you did if you know nothing about hair? If you don't profess to know anything about hair. Do you understand?
I understand.
It doesn't make any sense unless you suggest that one of them likes you, one of them has a crush on you.
Katie asked me to homecoming.
Did she?
Yes.
When?
In the beginning of the fall, and I wasn't able to make it.
Is that right?
Your Honor, he's gay, and he said that he,
I'm
he
gay?
said he would go as a friend. Yes, he said he would go as a friend because she didn't have a date and she didn't want to miss the only dance because she's doing internet
So
school.
did you go together?
No, he ditched me for it. He didn't show up.
Even more reason not to invite him over to your home.
Right. Well, he apologized
to
and
take
everything, and he
care
had a message
of
on
things
there. Right.
that he has no business taking care of, which means he
Right.
let somebody who has absolutely no training do anything
Right.
to you, because aside from everything else, you could get hurt. Not just your hair, which grows back. You know, whether it takes 6 months or a year, your hair's going to grow back.
Right.
What other thing? You're using bleach on your head, you're using caustic materials, you're letting some schlemiel over here who has no talent take care of you. Very foolish. Your case is dismissed. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
He's like, well, I'm a professional hairdresser. Just kept chopping it off, and it was gone. In a matter of like less than 2 minutes, all of her hair was chopped off.
Katie's, you know, she's got a rough life. She's a high school dropout. She lives with her sister in a small apartment with a child, and her mom shoots up drugs.
He chopped my hair off a couple weeks before I was going to go get my portfolio done, and now I can't do that.
With that kind of attitude and her look, she will never make it as a model or actor, even with the hair that she had before me cutting it.